Yes, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back to League of Irelandl. Me, Seb.
Go on, Shieldsy, you take it.
Easy. How are we?
Me,
How are we?
We'll give him. We'll let him.
yeah,
Go on, we'll give it to him. Go on.
Oh, he's stuffing the cap there.
Look,
Partnership
go on.
now. There's a
He must be
partnership.
impressed.
We'll let him go. We'll let him have his moment.
There you go. Well, there you go. Take it away, Shieldsy. You've got your moment.
Look at him. He's still.
You've got your moment.
Great
Now,
to
come
be
on.
here. Great to be here. Hope everyone's at home, looking well, feeling good, feeling as good as me. So I'm looking forward to the show tonight. Can't wait. Great weekend. Quiet enough.
I hope everyone's at home feeling well. Pretty good. I love that. I love that. You're introducing the next one, all right?
Yeah. No problem. Yeah.
You've got this down to a T.
I'm learning from the best.
Do you not feel like we've seen him come so far, Shane? We've seen.
I haven't seen him as happy and on life.
It's like
I doubt it,
They finally get a win over Rovers, then he's buzzing.
We've got our academy system. We knew there was a bit of talent in the academy, and we brought them through.
Yeah.
And now they're flourishing on the main
Fella
stage.
looks older than us. You know what I mean?
Older and better, yeah.
That's it. Well, you're delighted anyway.
Of course. It was a brilliant day. It was great, obviously, being on telly, so I was delighted. It was such a good game, obviously, and then it was just
Were you on
brilliant.
the pitch?
No, never.
No, it wasn't you, was it?
Unless I was playing, no.
That's the type of celebration you want on the pitch, isn't it? But
Yeah, it was brilliant. The scenes were...
yeah.
The scenes were brilliant. Anyone who went on the pitch, well done. Nah. I don't condone. But nah, it was brilliant. It was a great occasion. And really, it was great. It was just
Go
kind
to
of...
that talk on Thursday, was it?
Yeah. What a win. What a win that was for Shields. But...
First time I've been to a game for donkey's years, that was. And what game it was.
Yeah.
Huh?
But,
stop.
But no, it was just great for Sunday. It was good. It was like a showcase of everything that Pats is about, with the young fellas coming on, and the crowd was brilliant, and it was just a great day. And to come from 2-0 down, I couldn't believe we were 2-0 down, and then you're kind of thinking, obviously, we hadn't even scored a goal against them all season, so to score 3 and then academy graduate gets the winner, like it was unbelievable. They're the days you do it for, aren't they? You know what I mean? You probably get 20 bad ones for a day like that, you know what I mean? So
completely.
What did you win?
Huh?
What did you win?
Oh, gee, this fella. Who did you play the weekend?
He won a place in the hat, Shane.
What does it be like when he comes in and if you ever win something? Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Don't have long to wait. TikTok.
After that draw today, our chances got even better. So.
Yeah.
It'll be LOIB live every bleeding night if they won something. We wouldn't even be Shieldsy on his own. Let's get the chat box. It's just because people are coming in already. John Harper's Rovers fan. He said, well done, Shieldsy. Enjoy your moment. Chance to claw back some points as Pats have 2 games before Rovers play in the league. So
Have it all. I was mapping it all out earlier, yeah.
That's reverse psychology. How did that go last time?
I was looking at where we'll win it now, you know what I mean? Book that hotel that night, because that's the night we'll win it, so the league.
Andrew Lanigan's in. He said, anyone know who Shelbourne Rovers have?
Someone else to go.
No. He said that, and he's put, and I don't know. He's dead naming Shieldsy as well in the chat box as well. He's put Owen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not too sure who that is. We only
how many close friends and family call me out.
We'll end up losing the viewers if you read
that. Sorry. Declan Mealy has put, who did Chelsea get in the next draw? Thanks for pointing that one out, Shane. I'll make sure I get to them all. Hang on. Jerk McGurk has put, Seb looks like he's on CSI Miami compared to the other boys. Yeah, sorry, that's the camera quality, and obviously I'm doing a show, lads, so apologies for that. Shane's got his best Brill cream out tonight and all.
He looks great. Trust me, he looks great. Trust me.
Thanks, lads.
Yeah. There you go. He's got the rose tinted glasses out tonight, huh?
Yeah, everyone's brilliant.
His lesson last
Everyone's
week
brilliant
after he had to get back to your home last week. He did. Had to walk home.
I was stuffed
there I
was stuffed in the boot. I was.
Yeah.
Like, how long was it? 10 minutes, and I was like, that's some weather, isn't it?
He didn't have the bloody with him. It's not
Oh, sensational stuff. Great stuff. Anyway, lads, Shane, I mean, it's been a good week for you as well, because Shells didn't play this weekend, so he didn't have a chance to
play on Thursday. And again, thanks to everyone who comes up and says they like what we're doing, so got a few more of them, so fair play to anyone for that. Yeah, Thursday was a great night. What do you mean he didn't play?
Didn't play the weekend.
Not gonna let me forget about Thursday.
No,
the greatest nights in League of Irelandl history.
I was going from weekend back, Shane, you see. So it's been a great week.
That was a Thursday. No, I'm not forgetting about Thursday. That did happen. I'm not going to erase that. Was going to bring me half and half scarf in, and all it was. Yeah.
No, mine's over there.
No, you were
ready to go up. Yeah, it's over there. It's
Where is it?
Go up. It's next to the Pats one. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We've started this now. Grab Shieldsy as Pats one there, will you? Get him his Pats one and all. I'll take the half-line one. Yeah. I'll take the half-line one just for... There we go. Sorry, lads. We got rogue already here. Here we go. Here we go. Right. Bang.
There you go. Last time we got the scarf out.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you.
As if it's not hot enough in here, lads, huh?
Here's me half and half. Look. Only time I half and half, but we got.
You look like you're an Harry Potter, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just the right colour
I'll
straight.
take it. Voldemort.
You're not letting me forget that day happened. Ajax.
Yeah.
When did Pats can say Ajax came to town?
And it was great to see everyone remembered where the stadium was. They all made their way there for the first time in a long time, you know what I mean? So, so it was great. They was probably in their big day out, so yeah.
Ajax, yeah, now.
Yeah. No, I'm saying for the fans that turned up, their only day out this season by the looks of it. So, yeah.
Now, you were doing so well. You were doing so well, and now he's getting a taxi again, isn't he?
Stop listening there for a second.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. But all seriousness, Shane, genuinely what a day.
What a day. Quality one.
It was class.
They were so afraid he didn't even play a man who's gone to PSG. That's how terrified he was. They didn't want him getting risking an injury. It wasn't a walk in the park. They said, right, we can't risk him here. These are too good.
Stephen Bradley.
They might sign him.
Yeah, exactly.
Stephen Bradley, take note. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. Because they said they didn't want to play him because they said, they should have played. PSG were hoping he didn't want to play because if he played against him, bang, his price tag would have went up even more. He would have looked brilliant. So,
yeah.
Well, I had Julian Brandt sitting on my lap about 15 times. I know I didn't put them all in, but honestly, it was
he scored, did he?
On that side.
He
scored.
It was a cross or something.
A cross shot, you didn't mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but what a day. Anyway, it was a great day.
Called.
Great day. Also around the league as well, there was plenty of buzz around the league as well, lads. It was fair to say with the FAI Cup. We'll take a little look now, actually, if I can.
It's a great competition, isn't it?
Yeah, superb competition, lads. Sorry, Shane.
I'm
coming back out. I'm going to stop that immediately. I'm going to stop slagging you now. I'm going to come back onto your side now, Shane. You've had enough stick.
Castlebar?
Yeah. No, first of all, we'll do Bowes Longford as well. They travel in good numbers. Longford.
Yeah.
Let's.
They're on the up, Longford.
No, Bowes don't travel in good numbers. Just Longford, lads.
Longford are on the up.
There we go. Now that should. There we go. I should be playing now.
Hey, they're even in there, is he?
Yeah, he was at the front, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, giving it socks.
Looking for a move back.
First day football.
Yeah. No, fair play. He's doing well. It's great to see that, though, isn't it? Like,
the numbers, because they Longford beat Cork at Turner's Cross this year, didn't they? And I think it was 6 that travelled.
Yeah, 4-3. Well,
yeah, and it was 6 that travelled, and they said it's one of the best games I've seen. And 4-3 against Cork away, 6 from there, and they're all there to win. Yeah,
to be fair, it's a great stand, that, to be honest. So.
Yeah, and look, it's going to be their last trip to Dalymount Park as well.
For have fans.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So there you go. And then
Section O on tour.
Yeah. Section O.
Yeah.
So we've had that one. Then there was Castlebar brought good numbers as well, lads.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. No, go on.
Go on, go on, be on. You want to get into the honesty immediately.
Go on, let them listen. No, it's great for the league. I know you want to say it's great for the league. I just think the lads are still hung over after the All-Ireland. Those boys haven't been home.
Yeah. Short journey up. Yeah, that was just their way up.
Has anyone in Mayo stopped drinking in the past month? Come on.
But in all fairness, lads, I mean, great numbers travelling up to Dundalk. I mean, who would have thought Castlebar would have brought that many fans?
To Dundalk? Oh, no, it's...
Yeah.
We love you, Dundalk.
But seriously, though, that's good, though, isn't it?
Yeah, fair play to them also, yeah. I don't know what the...
Saturday afternoon.
I'd love to know, I'm genuinely, what the appeal was, whether it was just... You know, they hardly followed Castlebar home and away, so I wonder what made them... I'm not. Do you know what I mean? It's a good thing, like, you know what I mean. But I wonder what the incentive was for them to travel up in such numbers. But like, I doubt they're all players' family or whatever. So it's just mostly what you get with these, like when the smaller clubs play in the FA Cup. So yeah, fair play. It can only be a good thing. You know what I mean? So fair play to them. Hope they enjoyed it.
Could be good news for Mayo as well, because Mayo being a national league, lads. I mean, Castlebar and Mayo.
Yeah.
Could be good for them.
Hopefully they stick with it and go around the old tour division or whatever, national league, yeah.
So I think that's what will actually drive the national league, to be honest with you. People start backing it.
Well, it's got anything it needs, yeah. Even the Premier Division itself, the more people that go, the more it grows. So yeah. No, it's good to see you.
Let's get into the chat box.
Fair play to all involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I ain't in the chat box just yet, lads. We'll also show, we got a little message from Ben earlier, lads.
Oh, yeah.
Little message from Ben earlier. So there's a little story from Ben. Our good old Ben. He went travelling. He was over in the UK and he was trying to get a transfer real quick to Galway from when he landed in Dublin. He had 20 minutes. Left his luggage, picked up the wrong luggage when he got there. Got on the coach and whatnot. Took this woman's luggage. Anyway, he put up something on Twitter, reaching out to see if he can get his luggage back. And he took a couple of Galway tops with him in his luggage. Anyway, someone reached out to the Galway United supporters group, I should imagine, on Facebook. Ronan then got in contact with Ben, and then they figured out that's how he got his luggage back. She's based in Tallaght and she's Shamrock Rovers fan, and Ben is making his way to Tallaght to collect his luggage tomorrow.
Brilliant.
So there you go. There's the link back to League of Irelandl, lads. Huh?
Love story.
Hey, I'm not.
Here's how I met your mother.
He's desperate, isn't he? That amateur hour though, actually, that actually.
So that's coming home.
He picked up the wrong luggage.
Yeah.
So he was coming back to Dublin, back to Ireland.
And he picked up the wrong luggage. Like, so rule number one as a League of Irelandl fan, you put a sticker on your suitcase. That's what my uncle does.
Or wrap a scarf around
the sticker on the suitcase. And
Smart.
now it's ours, like.
Yeah.
Smart.
So next time you travel away, Ben, get a few Galway stickers and stick them on your case, and then you know. Like. But I'm not surprised Ben picked up. That was him that picked up the wrong one. No,
there's the dad.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
That's the dad coming out and you're there, Shane. We're having the laugh, but there's got to be a bit of advice with it as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, bit of sensible advice, because that is pretty sensible advice.
Yeah, that's what I know. Yeah, that's what all the fans do. Shieldsy might know that next year when he goes away.
Yeah,
remember?
That's right. Yeah.
Stick around.
Oh, look at that! He was getting all serious, and then when you go away, bang, the pearly whites out
Yeah.
again.
Look, we're not taking that smile out of my face.
No.
Yeah, he's been to the dentist and everything this week just to make sure it's absolutely
second week in a row. Anytime we win, that's
that's why we got the rubbish camera on you again. Double the two shiny, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there you go, lads.
Good old Ronan Coleman saved the day for him, didn't he?
Absolutely, top fella, Ronan. Fair play to him. Lads, we have a lot ahead of us tonight. We're going to be talking about the fixtures going on this weekend. Only 4 fixtures this weekend. It's a shame you got another weekend off. We are going to be doing a quick fire roundup of each club in reverse order of the league table, and we are going to be strict with the 5 minutes, so stick around for that. What is their season looking like? What have they got to do to progress? What is it they need to achieve, etc. Academy prospects, we're going to be talking about the academy as obviously what happened this weekend over at Richmond Park. Perfect time to start talking about the academies. Rovers fine as well, lads. What does it mean for them, and exactly what does that
just
entail?
Rovers. Let's just talk about Rovers.
Rovers generally, Shieldsy. We'll do that. The FAI Cup draw is where we'll start first, though, lads. Thanks very much for tuning in so far. And please make sure you hit the like button. Yeah, probably not a bad idea, Shane, and fairness.
Go back to Kerry.
Yeah, nice. Fair play to you. So I am going to put that up on the screen. The FAI Cup draw landed today, lads. What do we make of it? I suppose there's no better place to start than Sir Shields on the right hand side.
Yeah, no, I was delighted. I said to my mates yesterday, that's the draw I wanted after obviously beating Rovers again. It's the chance at home. You'd rather play the best team at home. So Bows were the best team apart from ourselves left in it. So to get them at home again, it'd be another great occasion. So I was happy enough. And then it means if you get through, obviously you're playing one of the bottom 4 or Dundalk and Derry. Them two getting each other as well was a bonus as well. So I was happy enough with it, yeah.
What does Richmond hold?
5,400.
Oh, so you have to get 10%, 5% of FAI Cup?
It's the same, yeah.
I wonder will Pat give them less, so I would. You know the way if you
give
5%,
no, I think it's 10. It'd be more or less
whatever
the same.
It holds, I just give them less. 1.5 games,
but,
give them less.
No, that's why, and I could see the draw unfolding. Obviously I was watching it and I was thinking, I've had this in my head for weeks that they're trying to set up this bit of a conspiracy theory. They're trying to set up this thing for Bows to have the semi-final in Dalymount, but I thought they were going to do it for this. So as I could see the draw unfold, and I was thinking we're getting Bows away. So when I got to the last 2 and I heard Pats came out first, I let out a big roar and work. So the kids got a bit of a fright, but once I explained to them, it's grand. Pat's just got a nice draw. So yeah, we'll see.
Would you describe that as a nice draw?
Well, no, I mean, considering it was going to be, we were playing ball.
Yeah,
they were the last two out. But that was my ideal draw. That was.
You can't beat the teams at home.
Exactly,
You're gonna have to beat balls at some stage.
Yeah, but you describe it as nice then.
Yeah, but you're going to have to. Oh, right. If you're out to win the cup, it's a nice draw. If your aim is to get to a final and have the great day out experience, but there's a kind of bigger chance of kind of losing, then no. But like, yeah, it's a good draw. You want to play teams at home. Why would you not? Reduce the tickets and all that.
That was my after Sunday that was my exact thing because it was fresh in my mind. You'd rather play them there.
Pat's I said that when Pat's got Rovers. They'd rather play Rovers in their own ground than in the Viva. Why would you not? Where they've played loads of times and you're also not used to the pitch as well. I think it's a great draw for Pat's.
Yeah, no, I agree. Doesn't mean
you'll think they progress from there then.
No, but whether they do or whether they don't,
that's
it doesn't matter.
Because if you lose the balls at home, you're hardly going to beat them.
You know what I mean? Whether you win or lose, I'm saying that you've given yourself the best chance to get through, in my opinion. You'd rather play, no offence to the rest of the teams, than in the final than balls.
If we got Sligo at home, you'd still have to play balls.
You can't stay balls anyway.
And you might get them away in the semi or in the Aviva. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then obviously, to be fair to Pats, like if they go on and win it and they beat Rovers and Powers, that's a great draw. I know no one looks back on who beat who, but to be honest, I'd celebrate that a bit more if I beat the best teams instead of dealing with. I know Drogheda beat Derry a few years ago when they were underdogs, so that was great for them. But like they didn't beat anyone to get there.
But it'd be the same if Powers were to win. It'd be it's the same thing for them. Obviously, the big thing for Pats is that's at home. Yeah, but if Powers were to beat Pats, they'd be saying, "Well, that's Pats out. We're the best team in it now." You know what I mean?
No rivals in Richmond.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm not sure the cup quite works like that. That's all very logical, lads, but I'm not sure the cup quite works like that now, to be fair.
Where would you rather play balls, though?
No, look, I'm not saying I'd rather play Bows in the event. No, you'd rather play... No, if you were to face Bows, but what I'm saying is if you had the choice of the draw...
No, genuinely, hand on heart, I was saying to me mates yesterday, I'd want Bows at home.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. But that, again, doesn't mean... But if we can't beat them at home, you're not going to probably
Would you not rather avoid them altogether, though? Because that's how the cup.
That's just to go for your day out, then, though. If you're looking for your day out, though.
And if you're he's saying hope someone else knocks them out.
Yeah, not necessarily. Yeah, I mean, look at Drogheda United.
They're gonna have to play someone good eventually.
Fancy Powers to be anyone bar Derry.
But Drogheda United won the cup by beating.
No, it doesn't. Pat's Cork hammered us last year in the semi-final. It doesn't guarantee that you're gonna win. But if you're going by percentages, you'd rather play them at home than you know what I mean.
Try to park the bus and a little bit like different tactics. Like you're gonna have a go and it's a different game altogether. Yeah. I think it's a great job.
I just think as well after Sunday, like it was such a good occasion, and just having that one of them again to look forward to is great for everyone. So you know what I mean.
Who got the worst draw?
Both. Oh, maybe Dundalk.
I was going to say Dundalk.
Yeah, maybe.
Worst draw,
yeah.
That's a bit of a nasty.
But Dundalk or where, you know what I mean? They'll fancy themselves going up there, but again, you'd rather percentages. You'd rather not play Derry away.
Well, all of it for Dundalk. If you consider it this way, they got a really tough draw. There's not many places that are tougher than going to the Brandywell. Also,
but they would have wanted Pats and Bows to get each other, no?
Why?
Because one of them is going out.
Yeah,
but also if they're going for that fourth spot.
Yeah, very true. They'd rather play them in the final.
Yeah, but they're not going to think.
No, they wouldn't. Seb's right there. They wouldn't want Bows and Pats to get each other.
Yeah, but surely they'd be back themselves to win it rather than.
No, I played them in the final, and then you've free hit then. Finish forward, play Bows or Pats in the final.
Yeah, but Pats or Bows.
That's Dundalk's dream.
Pats or Bows, one of them is going to go through. You could look at it that way.
Yeah, but they could have both got home.
Yeah, fair, but I think they can look at it and say, well, if we beat Derry,
they don't want them in the semi-final. Put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. But one of Pats are guaranteed to go through. You know what I mean? So it's another, and then.
And also their rivals, Drogheda United, got up. You would say a favourable draw. Yeah, well, that's not an easy draw, but you would say relatively favourable now.
I think what Sligo, yeah. Sorry, before we get into that one, I'd say Galway are probably happy with that though. Similar style to them.
Galway won up there this year already, didn't they? Yeah,
Galway similar style. Drogheda only play one way really, like, and that's Galway's way. So that'd be probably
a classic. But that's what Galway scored 4 up there earlier in the year. So you wouldn't know. I think there's 2 games on RTE in this round. So it'll be interesting to see which guy. I assume it'll be Pats and then Derry. But
you probably think so.
Yeah,
I think Waterford Sligo Rovers would be the game that I might go to, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll stay away from Richmond, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, well, either of those sides to be in the semi-final.
Yeah.
It's a big occasion for them, do you know? When was the
Yeah.
last time
Yeah,
either of those
true,
sides
true.
were in the semi-final, you know?
They'd celebrate that.
Well,
wouldn't
there
they?
was a
Yeah, imagine
well,
if Waterford then kick on from where they were
unless
to
Sligo
now
win,
getting
yeah.
into a
Yeah.
semi-final, do you know?
Yeah, probably you want Waterford to win.
and they're the informed team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
so-
imagine that.
Yeah. But I think it's an open draw, yeah. You know what I mean? I think obviously with the 8 teams, it's quite unique. I don't think that's ever happened before, I think I was reading. So it was going to be quite even. But I think the way it worked out, it's kind of the best 4 teams playing each other. As you said, it's a cup
Waterford
game.
are
so-
probably happiest with the draw.
Yeah,
honest.
I think
Maybe
so.
Drogheda sometimes like playing against the Bows or the Pats
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Who they can sit back a little bit where Galway's quite
Yeah,
similar
Waterford
to
might.
them. Waterford is the happiest draw, surely.
Yeah.
Waterford, my favourite. Yeah, they're probably favour that, wouldn't they?
Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're favourites for the cup, you reckon?
Waterford.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's
bleeding hell.
see, yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure I'll go that far just yet. Who would
Yeah.
you say the favourites are at this moment in time, lads?
Yeah.
Pats.
Would you?
I would have said Pats or Bows, but because Pats have the home, you'd edge it to them. But
Derry.
Yeah, I'd probably
Okay.
say Derry myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably Derry
But
or
just not
Pats,
back
though, yeah?
Pats to have the players fit.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Maybe Kenny's experience might come through though for Pats.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only.
Who will
Wow.
Kenny be managing by then, Derry or Pats?
Yeah, well, that's.
Yeah.
I was
There we go,
thinking that.
yeah,
That
I
was
was
my
thinking.
biggest relief on Sunday. Was that means Kenny is staying now? That's what he said. But,
What's
But,
his name again? Gets his one get. What's the dirty owner's name again?
O'Doherty, Philip
Yeah,
O'Doherty,
that's it,
yeah.
yeah.
But no, I'd say Pats just because I would have said Pats or Bows and then Pats are at home. But again, it's a cup. You can't. Very early to be picking favourites. You know what I mean? But obviously, I'm going to say that, I suppose.
Yeah, let's get in the chat box, lads. See what happens. All is inch, but I think all 4 home teams will win here. I think we have a good chance here to save some of our season. Might book my hotel for November now. She's a Derry fan. We've also got in there, I can see Waterford being dark horses by Irish Boy. We've also got there's someone else down there. Yeah, cup is wide open now, is what Andrew Landigan said. And he also says it's Bows to lose, big favourites. Well, Bows are technically played at home as well, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there you go, lads. So anything else we want to say there before we wrap things up on that one?
Oh,
No,
roll on
no.
the.
It's not doing us any favours, has
Yeah.
it?
No,
Not that
can't
we,
wait for it now. Yeah.
Not that we deserve that and finishing fourth, but yeah.
We'll move on, lads. Hit that like button, please. Thanks very much. We are going to move on to Rovers were fined. I've just noticed that I haven't been changing the banner either, lads. I've been too busy on the videos. Rovers were fined, lads. They said that it's a heavy fine, but they haven't listed the amounts yet. And there's a suspension of the South Stand. It's going to be, there's no one allowed in at some stage, but it's suspended. What's your
Suspended
thoughts,
though, yeah. But that's only suspended if they do it again or if they act out again. So it's not going to suspend. Yeah, it's a joke.
Fans will be empty anyway.
Yeah. well, look, there is that though. I mean, why can't they announce what the fee or what the fine is? I've never seen this before. Why can't they just say, oh, we got 50 grand or we got 25 grand or...
Surely the FAI should announce it as well. If
Yeah,
they're trying to make a point to say this is what will happen.
Rovers
Yeah.
are the love child of the FAI or whatever in the league. Like, try and stop that being said. Like, it's a ridiculous fine. It's a ridiculous penalty in my opinion. Like, you gotta... I mean, what's worse? Let's be honest. What's worse? Drogheda fans showing flares on the pitch that hasn't harmed anyone, or a Rovers fan trying to go on and punch a player. Like, I think I know what one is. I think it's worse anyway.
But as I said last week, I think the FAI should have come down hard on the club. Do you know what I mean? Which they might have with the fine, but as I said, we don't know. So I would have liked to see them really. Like, that's obviously crazy. So to say the security measures weren't up to scratch, so here's your punishment, whatever. Whereas I feel like they've just kind of.
Security's never going to be up to scratch because, like, part of the league, as I said last week, is seeing the scenes in Richmond weekend. Like, everyone likes to see the league and the fans on the pitch celebrating. If you start putting security, you're like tight and you get the orange little the way Bows do or used to do or whatever, and you can't go. That's part of the league.
Yeah, but
like,
surely there's a difference if there's 100 people charging towards the front rather than that was just one bloke, like, you know what I mean? And he was able to get on the pitch scot free.
People say, how was you able to? But you obviously have to put logic in a person to not do one like that. But basically what I'm saying is, is pitch safety more important than player safety? Like, is that what we're talking about?
But again,
about
with Drogheda, was that not because it was a group rather than...
Doesn't matter though.
Well, that's what they'd say. Yeah. That's what they'd say.
I don't think it matters. Like,
but again, I can see them come down hard. Well, they might have, but as I said, we don't know.
Like,
so
let's be honest, the lad tried to go on and attack a player. Like,
it's probably left more questions
like,
than answers. Like,
I mean, if you want to put it in that are you gonna pick and choose if they do it again? Right, well, we're gonna close the South Stand for the Bows game. That's gonna sell out. No offense to whoever, Waterford or anyone. I mean, even throw ourselves in or whatever. Like, put it for the Bows game.
Yeah.
Or put it like. Make sure it's a first versus second game or whatever position, third versus fourth. Don't just throw it for any game. Like, at least announce that it's going to be for the derby match. At least then it's a bit more punishment than they're kind of losing out on revenue or a bit of atmosphere or whatever. Like, I thought the funniest part was to say the great atmosphere in the South Stand, though. That was that was the bit we took away.
Shamrock.
Yeah.
No, I think your point there about saying the flares being thrown on, they've clamped down particularly heavy on Drogheda United there.
You got 4-game ban.
But I thought that was over the top. I think. Did you think that was fair at the time?
Yeah, not really. But whether you think that's fair, like, you gotta.
I'd say that's closer to the mark of being fair than Rovers any kind of.
Oh yeah, that's what my point was. I think they should come down on the club, but I think with the Drogheda one, I thought that was like over the top as well. But at least that was. They were trying to set a marker, whereas again with this, it's just kind of like they've just said, whatever.
But like, you go back to I know the firework thing was a good few years ago.
Waterford, like.
But you go back, you can't forget that, like.
Yeah.
Letting no fireworks on the pitch, like. I know it was a long time, but did they announce? Is it 2 years suspended? I don't know, but like, it's still one man. Everything is one man though. One person threw something on the flare or whatever, and they hit the liner. That was only one man, and we all got banned for going to Galway last year. That was one person.
Yeah.
But one person in Rovers tried to go on the pitch and.
No, but that's it. Like, it's whether you're basing it off. Like, if Seb is saying, "Do I think it's fair?" But you're basing it off what's happened in the. You know what I mean? You're going off the FAI's precedent rather than your own. No, that's what I mean.
Well, that's.
It's still off your own precedent, though. Surely, would you not think as a part stage?
But I would have given different punishments for them incidents.
I think it'd be valid, though, wouldn't it? No.
I would have banned them away from home. Yeah, that's what I would have done. It's clearly shown an impact on teams. Now, I know people would say, "Oh, you're punishing away fans," but you're punishing the home crowd because whatever. But like, maybe they might be able to sell their own tickets or whatever. But clearly, that team then has no fans, and we've seen that be difficult for Bows and Shells and Drogheda. It's been difficult for those teams to have no fans. I would have done that. Now, I know this is the first time it's been at home and you're banning away, but how do you punish like a team that has 10,000 like seater stadium? You know what I mean? You can't really where if someone else does it, you can close off a stadium and they can't sell the tickets or whatever. But if they've got too many people, you can fit them all in. You know what I mean? What they individually start banning the people within that South Stand to make sure they can't come into the next round. You know what I mean? But the other thing I was going to say is, would this be different? Which, in my opinion, shouldn't make a difference. If that fan gets on and big Rob Cornwall doesn't come over to him and he hits Darrell Hogg and is solid, is that then a different punishment?
Yeah, it probably is. That's a very good point.
It shouldn't matter.
No, of course it should.
Yeah, no, that's a good point in fairness.
You know what I mean? If you go in 2-footed and you don't connect, it's a red card. Like.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if he, just because he doesn't get at Horgan, like, he's tried to come on and punch him or slap him or do whatever he tried to do to him, I think it's ridiculous. Anyway, see what the lads say.
Yeah, there's a few in the chat box. John Harper put, same as what UEFA did to Derry. Declan Melia put, if anything, Dundalk should have got the stadium ban.
What? For security, I'd say.
Look, Rovers got away with fireworks hitting fans and players in Waterford a few years ago. As no surprise, they got away with it. Someone else said that. Then we got Rovers don't even feel Taller, so they would just relocate their ultras to the vacant North Stand. They should close the South Stand for the next Rovers versus Dundalk game, as Dundalk were the victim. It shows bias towards Shamrock Rovers from FAI, let's be honest. I'm not quite sure it's showing bias as such, but it's not substantial enough.
Yeah, I think it's a ridiculous punishment, and no one's even spoken about it. Like, you know what I mean? No one's even. It's not even spoken about. We all touched on Bradley saying what he said last week to kind of deflect from it. Like, but that hasn't even been touched on. Like, yeah, I think it's bonkers, and I don't know whether people are afraid to highlight it because it's a negative for the league, but at the same time, it's happened, so you can't just brush it under the carpet. Like, I mean, you had the minister coming on talking about like whatever in Dundalk that time, and you don't get anything about this. Like, has it ever happened before? I know Derry, that lad touched on Derry there, but like I thought that punishment should have been as well heavier. But yeah, they announced the fine though. They at least the UEFA announced the fine. Was it 20 grand or something?
But didn't they announce it with Drogheda at that time? The fine
75, wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying. But they did announce it, yeah. Whereas
so
this time, yeah.
Well, I think it was 75, was it?
It's more the point that they
announced
it.
For the pitch and stuff, or the damage done or whatever it was.
Yeah, but they actually announced the punishment. Whereas, could be on like. Yeah.
We're going to move on from that one, lads. Let's talk about Rovers in Europe again. Obviously, we spoke about it last time as well on the podcast, Shane. Poor result in Albania. Extremely poor results. It means they've got it all to do now in the Europa Conference League. They've got to win this tie against Cups, I believe from Finland.
Yeah, they've got to get through, yeah.
They've got to get through. How do you fancy their chances? At home in Tala first. Obviously, most would probably fancy him to win in Tala. But then they've got the away leg. So, what are we thinking, lads?
I just think it's mad they're in this position, isn't it? Like, they've put themselves in this. I tried to tell people all year, you come on in, you say, you're only saying that. I haven't been impressed with Rovers all season, and thought it was a bonkers team selection. And yeah, they've put themselves in a situation now where you look at the odds and gamble responsibly, as you say, but they're 50-50. Like, they're now in a playoff where they're 50-50 to go through. Like, that's mad, like, and Finland team are in season, like, so
they're top of the league as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tight game. Don't think he can drop players that maybe this stage European. He used to play Nugent and the likes, which he hasn't done this year.
That's what he kind of used to drop for away games. He used to only play one of Burke or Byrne.
Yeah,
someone made that. I don't know if it was you. I made a point out, but whereas now he's kind of gone back to playing both of them away, and they were 3-1 up. Like, so it's not like they needed a goal. So he's kind of moved, and as you said, he used to bring in Nugent or someone with extra legs, like, and he had other players there. But I just think that was crazy to do that. Like, obviously Mulroney wing back, and then you have them two. Like, that's just people who've no interest in defending. Like, that's 3-year player, and you don't need a goal. Like, so I just thought it was crazy that he's moved away from that. That kind of worked for a few years, but like, I don't know. Yeah, like, they're under serious pressure now. Obviously, the financial incentive for that, we all know. Like, probably they're quite reliant on European money. Every team is, but especially them with their wage bill and that. So yeah, look, they're under serious pressure. Obviously the away leg second as well, which obviously hasn't gone well for them in the last few rounds. So I think it's a huge game now for them, and it's nearly kind of defining their season. I think obviously you nearly expect them to win the league now, but the expectation is minimum. And I wonder again, budget wise, do they have that going into the season now, where it's like, well, we'll get Conference League anyway and then we'll go from there. So it'd be very interesting to see what they
I think they maybe potentially have that, but it'd be very foolish to do that. Maybe their signings have done that, I don't know, but if they don't get it, they'll probably have to lose players next year, you'd imagine, which is quite interesting. Yeah.
We touched on at the beginning of the season the Pico Lopez to be out for a substantial amount of games. You were very heavy on mentioning that, Shane, yourself, saying that it could really impact them. Do you feel like that this is what we're seeing now, the impact of Pico Lopez being out for those games over the World Cup?
He played, did he not play?
He played,
yeah. So is
but I'm not about that game. I'm on about the period of where Pico Lopez was away from the side.
Yeah, that was the league form dropped off. They were a bit lucky that the teams that are ready to catch them have had their own difficulties. Like, I don't think Bowles or Pat were ever ready to really catch them. They're a bit unlucky that the other two have been a disaster. Because I don't think Rovers have been all that great this year, which I know people are going to say, they're still going to win the league at a canter, but still haven't been impressed with them. And the European form has shown that I think I've been correct on that. Like,
but I don't think you can use that as an excuse, because it's not something they weren't aware of. Like, they obviously going into the season, they would have known he was gonna, and it's not like they don't have the money to prepare. Yeah, and I think even like the other day he didn't play, and I thought Grace in the middle of the back three was very good. So like, it's not like they're short on numbers or preparation. As I said, they knew it was going to happen. So yeah, I think that you can. Well, I don't think you can use that as an excuse, really.
Fancy we'll get through, yes or no? Very quickly, lads, because we'll move on from this then.
Yeah, just for.
Yeah, just say yeah.
Yeah, hopefully
I'm
not.
always
But
pessimistic.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
But do you actually? No, honestly.
I don't know anything about the Finnish
But
team, so I can't really back them.
Supposedly in the
It's
comments saying that they're not a bad side.
You'd have backed them to get through last week, though. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to know. Like
It'd be close.
they got beat 2-0 by a team from Malta. Like
Yeah, it's hard.
yeah,
I think it'd be close, but I think it's bonkers that in this position. It's hard for me to say. I haven't done anything about the Finnish team. I don't know about the players. Like so, I'm not going to say I fancy them or I don't. To be honest,
We know enough about Rovers' form though that they lost 5-1 in Albania and then they went 2-0 up in
yeah, they have the
China,
players
and
to
then they lost 3-2.
change it.
So-
I think tactically he's got to do something different. Put it that way.
yeah. I think he's probably not. He's not under pressure, but I think if they didn't qualify like that, you'd pass serious questions of Bradley's
to answer
how he's handled it.
to answer it, it's like how I answer Shell's predictions. I'd fancy any of the 3 results, which at Rovers in the playoff stage at this stage is bonkers, which shows how poor they've been.
I think they'll win at home, and then it's just about how again the margin at home, and then how
They'll
you-
have learned from
yeah,
last week. Though.
Yeah, that's
one
why.
thing
Yeah,
is if they go and win at home, you won't see that team being the same.
yeah.
They can't afford it.
Got to take their chances as well at home. They had plenty of chances supposedly to score more than 3 goals.
Yeah, this
in
is
the
it.
first leg,
and that's
so-
been a common theme again. You know what I mean? They went 2-0 up in the round before that, and again had more chances, and so yeah. I hope they don't go through, but I think you'd probably edge it to them at the minute. Well, I would anyway, but it's very difficult to know. Because as I said, you wouldn't have thought that would have
That's
happened
a good
last
point
week.
there. John Harper says Pico's own form has slipped dip since the World Cup.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, he's played a lot and travelled a lot and a lot of media as well. So he could be. There's no excuse. Like no one would begrudge him for being a bit tired. To be fair to him, like
Yeah,
they
He's-
probably
he's
didn't
34, yeah.
they probably wouldn't have expected him to have the attention and even do as well as he done.
Yeah.
He got into the last 32. Was that even going to be? So probably played a bit further and a bit more attention. Like he's been mobbed, isn't he? Like he's on
Yeah.
every advert deal nearly. Like so. Potentially.
Akron Hoops in, he's put Pico was running on fumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a.
But like even like that Drogheda game, like did he need that he got sent off in? Did he need to play that? You know what I mean? Is that kind of has he been managed correctly? Like you know what I mean? So
As I said, I
yeah.
don't think he was suspended on.
he was.
No, I don't know.
Yeah,
because
100%. I checked the suspension list.
Was
He
he?
was on it. Yeah,
It was just because I
100%.
always thought the FAI Cup is if you get through, you get suspended for the FAI Cup. Though I always thought that's how it worked. Like
Yeah, but it was a league game, so it just carries on. It's
yeah, but I would have thought it would have carried on to a league game. Similar
yeah,
to
it
the second
did, but
Brian
for
Clark.
two league games, but the cup game as well, because the cup game was in the next 3. 100% he suspended it.
So if you get sent off in the end of the season game, you miss the final.
What do you mean? End of season.
If you get sent off in the last game of the season, you miss the final.
Yeah, so remember
that's
Duffar took Jack Moylan off in Richmond because he thought he was going to get sent off and he was going to miss the final.
That's
Well,
ridiculous.
That happened Diallo, was it? That happened Diallo
We'll move on
once
from that one,
for
lads.
Derry, yeah.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll move on from that. Just what I want to ask you, Shane, before we move on, have you any message for Akron Hope?
Ah,
Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Right, lads, hit that like button, please. Thanks very much. We are going to move on now
Are
to.
I thought
Yeah, we are.
We're doing the Shells Rovers game. Someone asked that in the chat box. I thought we're not doing that now.
Oh, yeah, what do you reckon the score's going to be?
No, we moved it off. We're not touching on that. Someone asked about it. What do you think?
Yeah, what do you
about
want to
Shells?
say? Go on, then.
What do you think is ridiculous that it's being moved? It's not going ahead. Like I don't know if there was someone was saying there was the deal there maybe to do something before the season started, which I don't know how true it is. Shieldsy was actually telling me that before. Someone thinks oh, we got that inside scout. It was actually Shieldsy told me on the way out. Obviously John Russell's gone in. Maybe potentially wants players back though, but I'd liking the game to go ahead. It's a great chance to take.
Surely a
take
bit more
points.
work for Rustler on the old training ground, though. No?
Yeah, but it's not a bad chance to beat Rovers though. But if it is that they're being struck before the season started, fair enough. What can you do? We obviously
Got a lot of players on the peripheral coming back as well, though, hasn't he? He's got Meepo, Martin's back, Boydie's back. Maybe
Yeah, but
give him a
they're
chance for.
they're on.
Get
He'll be
more
injured
fitness.
again by the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
You
yeah.
need to plan it exactly
You
right.
gotta look
Yeah.
after yourself, don't
Yeah.
you? Now, obviously, there is the thing of it's better for the league and the rest of it. But as I was saying here, you can't have one team just become a monopoly, like you know what I mean. So, I mean, there was no better time to play them, and it also puts them under a bit of pressure in the middle of that game. Like you know, the league can't have Rovers stretch away. Like, so I would have liked to see it go ahead. To be honest,
So would I.
yeah. So, like, that's,
If we won Friday, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's a bit bonkers. It's not.
But I don't understand. Yeah, like why they wouldn't just play it on Sunday. Like it's not like.
I can understand he wants to get the players back if he thinks they're going to be back fit.
No, in terms of what the FAI wouldn't just put it on Sunday and say, you know what I mean?
They obviously it comes back.
Yeah,
Some teams keep them fit and let the lads focus on Finland. But I just think surely there are other clubs like genuine. This is not any hate towards any. It's not nothing, as I said, none of the Rovers. But I mean, it would do the other clubs in their best interest for Rovers not to qualify. Need to try and claw them back, not let them go ahead further. Like,
we'll move on.
Fair enough.
League of Irelandl hot shots, lads. The academy is no better weekend to talk about academy when we had two of the brightest prospects coming through, come on and work their magic for Pats over the weekend, lads. How critical are academies to the growth of the league, do you think?
I think more than ever now, obviously with the Brexit, that they can't go over till they're 18. So you're seeing like Amelia or whatever, Michael Newland at the minute, Ocean Vilna, that they can't leave. So you're seeing more of them in the first team, and that's attracting people. And I think it's good, like eyes for the league. It can only be a good thing. So I think more than ever now, it's crucial. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And you can always rely on your academy. You can't rely on qualifying for Europe. So that's where your 2 million player comes in and your sell-on clauses. So without trying to put like it's just the way football works. These players have always gone over to England. So it's not to say like young kids are like you see them as money or gold, whatever, but that's just how football is, like, you know what I mean? So the likes of Robbie Brady and Dufford and Jeff Hendrick and all the boys, they would have left at 14 anyway. So now we have the luxury to keep them in the league and for the clubs to keep hold of them and get money that we used to never have gotten before. So yeah, I think that's absolutely massive. Like,
we've obviously seen government investment. It's seen as employed directors academy across the league as well. What other areas of the academies do you feel require investment?
Facilities. I mean, Rovers have the best academy in the league. They've got the best facilities. I know Patio's Blanche, so I don't think technically theirs, but they have it. But a lot of the other clubs, the facilities just aren't there. I know Bows have got the house in order, and Shields are developing the AUL, and if anyone wants to touch on the county clubs, fair enough. Like, but just the facility, Rovers are streets ahead of like that. You know, they've got the indoor. They've even built the indoor thing. Indoor, I know Pats have as well. I think you can get every team to have an indoor that just stops the kids, especially coming through before the development or the under 14s league. You need to have the young kids to have them in early as well to get the contact time, which obviously is the buzzword these days. But yeah, the facilities have to improve. Like,
yeah, no, I think that's the main one. Obviously, that's kind of what people have been saying for years, just the funding. And we now see the bit of structure with the directors, each team getting a director. So I think the facilities is the main one. Obviously, the Dublin clubs are getting there, but outside of Dublin, you know, even with the third tier now, that could be another layer to it, you know what I mean? But I think facilities is the main one, absolutely, yeah.
And is there anything else, obviously, that was going to require heavy investment again to see the academies grow? Is there anything in the meantime that you'd like to see as a next step that doesn't require huge investment?
I suppose they've put the coaches in, haven't they, to be fair? They've put them in, they've kind of delivered that a little bit, haven't they? And they're kind of forcing them to use that kind of within the academy. So it's mainly just facilities for me. Like, it's diabolical. Some of them are like, I mean, to me, switch to summer football, but that's before the academy level. The academy level is already summer football and kind of goes in line with the league, though. But that's for the separate topic, I suppose. Or a big, we all know talking about that. But yeah, summer football for me is help grow football, I suppose.
No, agree, yeah.
Yeah, because Niffle have had problems recently as well. There was games called off, wasn't there? A lot of people saying on X and Twitter, or whatever you want to call it, that Summer League should be introduced up there as well. So they're obviously looking.
Where was that?
Niffle, there was a few games on the weekend called off. So they're obviously looking at.
I think they were saying with the European results as well.
Yeah. That would exactly.
Season,
It was meant for the smaller kids like to play, and that's where it's hard to become a prospect at 14 if you haven't really played much, and certain clubs don't have it, like, so. But yeah, you don't want the monopoly becoming which will.
Do you feel like we're taking the right steps? for the academies to become better, or do you feel like there should be more done now?
No, I don't know if you have the graphic there, but one of the biggest steps I think we have is that under 16 squad. Yeah, it was something that I noticed, which, like I said, the monopoly. You don't want one team to get all the best players in the country, which is what Shamrock Rovers used to do. When I think when you look at the under 16 squad here, you see it's a lot more spread out. Like, he wants to have every team to kind of have a little top talent player, and obviously our man at Galway, Keaton, looks to be the superstar at the minute, like, which they wouldn't have had. So yeah, you want to see the top talent spread out rather than Irish squads would have had 10 Shamrock Rovers, 5 Pats. Like, that does the league no good, in my opinion, because then everyone just or Rovers or whoever gets all the money pretty much. Like, and like I said, you don't want a 15-year-old to be seen as deemed as money, but that's what the top talent. They are footballers, aren't they? Like, and you got to nurture them and manage them, but that's what everyone's goal is, either to put them in the first team or to sell them. That's just how football works, isn't it? Like,
if he doesn't do well in the football career, you know, he'll have his singing a full back on as well. So
yeah, what?
If he doesn't do well in the football career, he'll have his singing to
sorry.
He'll have the singing a full back on as well.
No, so it is good. You understand what I'm saying, though? It's good to see. I don't know if you've noticed before, but yeah, it's good to see the spread of players around the country, which probably shows that there's been development there. Where 2 years ago, you would have, as I said, you would have just had Rovers, Pats, and then Cork, Shields, Bows, where you've got a lot more spread around there. So obviously there's work on in. That's
another Bray player in there as well, Shane, which you've touched on previously, that you've been impressed with the Bray Wanderers Academy itself as well.
Oh, they are well known for bringing through talent, all right, yeah. Which is good to see that they bring them through earlier. Usually it's like 17, 18, 19. But yeah, no, it's great to see. I think that there's.
Yeah, no, there's no point in just copying. Yeah, no, I agree with the
Same
squad.
thing,
yeah. No, Cole Curtis, that's Sam Curtis' brother as well.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Where is he?
Midfield for.
Oh, Pats, he's not playing though. He's was he 5th, 6th there on the 16s, aren't he? Yeah. So yeah, I suppose it's harder for a midfielder to get in, isn't it, than the defender, like. But yeah, no, that's good to see. Yeah.
Graham Coughlin was recently called out for not having a single homegrown player in the squad. He basically said in return that he needed results and he couldn't afford to bleed players into the side, essentially. Do you agree with that, or do you feel like that's a very short-term way of thinking of things?
I mean, it's the worst example for anyone to criticise a manager for, given the form he's on. Like, you know what I mean? It's when they're talking about, should we bring academy players through, trying to pick on Graham Coughlin, who's taking the team from absolutely nowhere.
I doubt that was part of the regime when they appointed him.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring a few players through. By the way, we're 10 points behind.
Yeah. I mean, it's been proven. Been proven correct so far. Like, you know, how can he? Whether the talent is there or it wasn't, he can't begrudge whatever anything that man has done for Waterford. Like, I mean, they're about to give him the keys nearly if he keeps them up. Like, you know, and I don't know what the reason was. A personal thing. I don't even know, because he's not even from there. Like, so to say, was it personal? He probably never even met the fella before. Like, I don't know the motive behind why a man even said that. Like,
yeah, I think it's
going to steal, and they were doing well. They weren't out of it at the time.
They won that game.
They were.
That was against Shelbourne, I think.
Yeah,
it was that game, and they won. Like, so you can't. Do you know what I mean? If they'd have lost, you might have. Well, you still wouldn't have. Yeah, they wouldn't have had a point.
They were still improving, and they were still on the cups of Sligo, which they were like 9 points behind when he came in. Like,
he was basically saying, "What are you doing, picking a winning squad?" Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Why don't you just play?
As I was saying this to you earlier, I think as well that it's a thing now in Ireland in terms of, obviously with the 10-team league, like, that's designed so that come this stage of the season now, as we can see, nearly every team has something to play for, more or less. So there's no, like, if you're in the Premier League in England and you're Brentford, say, and you're 11th, 12th, the last 6-7 games are probably going to be irrelevant. So you can bring players in during them games because there's less pressure on them. Whereas if you're now in the League of Ireland and you're like Waterford, for example, you're not going to say, "Oh, I'll give this kid a chance and hope he does." You know what I mean? Like, his job's on the line or whatever. Other people's jobs are on the line, and it's the same for every team. So I think the smaller league maybe does that, like, harm chances of young players coming through. Maybe it's probably a different. It doesn't seem to have done much like harm for certain clubs, but I think that's another argument, is that nearly every team till the end of the season is under high pressure games. So obviously there's stuff like the Leinster Cup and all for bringing players through, but in terms of league games, like, you're not going to get a chance to just bring a kid in for the sake of it. You know what I mean?
And in the short term, obviously, it's the right decision, isn't it? Let's be honest now.
For Waterford.
For Waterford,
Obviously,
he has to keep them up. But from a long-term position, I mean, we've seen Waterford struggle last season. They tried to make some big signings. They kind of struggled again. Coughlin's got them playing then. We've seen Cork be yo-yo side. Down. Their fans have expressed frustration with the fact that they haven't utilised the academy the way it should be. In those kind of areas where Waterford are obviously down on the coast, you've got down on the other side of the country where they're not really in and around Dublin clubs as much. Should these clubs be trying to utilise their
Cork is
a long term, not short term now? I'm not talking about staying up and you're fighting for your life in Coughlin, but let's say Waterford's long term project.
Cork is probably a good question because they're so far. They're obviously what I've said. They're probably the only team in the country that's the exception to that in terms of they basically have nothing to play for in terms of they've already won the league. So maybe now would they have 10, 15 games to...
But do you think it'd fix, well, not fix, but help their long-term project? Because they come up, you'd probably fancy them to go back down.
Yeah. But again, it's this part of...
They've had players coming in. You had Daniels come in, play 6 games or whatever he played. Who else did they have there? And Beng went over to Shells. Well, then you had the goalkeeper, the Dutch goalkeeper, come in, Troost, for a brief period. You feel like if they try to focus more on their academy and bring them through, it may give them a little bit more stability.
This is Cork, so I was reading the chat. We're not,
Cork, Waterford, all those types of clubs.
I think them two are a little bit separate. I think Cork are
That's
way
what
ahead
I'm saying.
of Waterford in terms of
Yeah.
their academy. I think they're miles ahead of Waterford. I think it's good to see Waterford having underage player in the Ireland team. I think that shows progression. They sold your man to Southampton, didn't they, for 500 grand? The winger, Romeo, is that what's his name?
Yeah, Akachukwu. Yeah.
They sold him, like, so. But Waterford don't have a conveyor belt of talent, like, where Cork are constantly bringing players through. Whether they go on to be successful, I think there's maybe a slightly different argument for Cork, for the players at Cork, is do you go on and stay in the league, or do you leave? But to answer your question, should they, like, if a 16-year-old playing centre midfield, like, you can't just throw a load of kids in, like.
Otherwise you end up like UCD. And
you know what I mean? They are playing your man Killian Murphy in midfield. They've Josh Fitzpatrick, who's come through.
Matt Murray's still there as well.
Matt, he's injured, is he? I think he hasn't been playing. But he's
still there, yeah. Matt Murray's still there.
He's in. Did he score against Hughes last year? No.
Scored a couple of goals. He scored against Waterford in the cup.
Yeah, he scored. If Carl O'Sullivan played as well, he was... I potentially they could, but also it's hard to turn around and say to experience. Like, they have a lot more experienced players there. Right, lads, you're going on the bench. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to put this.
No, but that's kind of what I'm talking about in that respect. Like, should they be getting those experienced players when they could potentially be stifling the growth of the youth?
Yeah, but if they're not,
I think Derry City fall in a similar bracket.
I think Derry
well,
probably. I think Cork. I think Cork are one of the best academies in the league.
Cork are under pressure to win every game in that division. So it's like, if they're going into the season this year, obviously their aim is promotion, but they can't say, we won't sign this player who might help us get promoted, and we'll chance a young fella being good enough to get us up. You know what I mean? It's probably what's going to come to that because they're so far ahead in that division.
Well, they did do that last year, but they were unlucky with Carl O'Sullivan getting injured.
Yeah.
Carl O'Sullivan, he was their star player, and I'm
in
sure
the first division. No,
last year.
But in the first division the year before,
he was their star player.
Yeah, going into it. Yeah,
his ACL or whatever he done. Like,
I suppose my question would be why wouldn't they risk it? Because
if they don't go up.
Many players would.
Do you think it's that much in jeopardy if they started bleeding in youth?
Well, I think now for the last 10 games they could do that maybe but again, you can't say to someone.
Have a 16 playing centre midfield. Like, I don't know how many academy players.
Because even if they won every game, right?
Yeah.
The chances of them coming back down straight away are quite high.
Yeah, but do you think you're saying if they play young fellas, they'll stay up?
No. But I think if they had a long-term project of trying to bleed in the youth.
Yeah, but that doesn't... UCD have brought through so many players, but they go down every year. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it's a completely... I'm not trying to compare the two, but my point is, you're saying if they produce a conveyor belt of players, which they have the reach kind of to do.
UCD have also fed a lot of players to Shamrock Rovers as well.
Yeah, but this is my point, is that that's what I'm saying. So from that perspective, from the youth perspective, UCD have met their... you know what I mean, they've produced players, but they haven't got any. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not comparing the two clubs, but
some of Cork's best players have gone.
Maguire and the likes as well.
Some of Cork's
but can you say to Keaton, you're dropped?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We're playing this. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't. No, you're not going to drop your best players.
Cork have. They've lost Jade Naomi and they've lost your man to Heffernan.
Heffernan, yeah,
like
the centre back.
Sorry, they're two lads that have gone abroad at 6. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Aylmer played on the 4th division, but he left. Like, so, I mean, if they stick around until they're 18, those boys would have been in the team 100%, but they decided to go abroad. I don't know if they've lost anyone else. Yeah, I think Cork are fine. Waterford, potentially, you could criticise, but they've brought a manager in who's just torn the form around, and it's going to keep them up by the looks of it. Like, so you can't really criticise that. But I think Cork are shipping players abroad quicker than, the players are deciding to leave rather than them wanting to go. Like, and I think everyone's really goal is to find another Evan Ferguson and then hopefully get a sell-on clause. That's where the big money is, isn't it? Like, so it was all touch and go for the league there for a few years, wasn't it, with the 100 million thing? I think everyone bar Bowes was cheering on him not being successful, I think, anyways.
But he's gone to Genoa today, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's
he's
gone
gone
on
on
loan, yeah.
If we look at the other fella, Galway as well, that you could have they, Norwich, they've got another manager, and I think you could maybe say Galway. I mean, I would probably look at them and go, you're trying to grow your club, you're trying to get fans in the door. The football's a bit stale now, isn't it? Like, does any Galway person relate to them? Like, I think getting a kid in, and look at that striker who they're linked to go to what's that Italian team after him? Killian something. They sent him that loan.
Toilet or something.
Yeah, they sent him to that loan to. I mean, he's a perfect example. You've got a kid here who's going to potentially go to Italy. He's going to Italy, Bologna or something. Are looking for him.
Bologna, yeah.
They're looking for him. So that JC's had to sending him on loan to at loan.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for the kid to look at a person, I think he's from Galway. I hope he is, because otherwise it's pretty pointless then. But like, if he's from Galway and surely he's better than Francis Lamboto, like, you know what I mean? I don't mean to criticise him too much.
The Derby King, you talk about.
Yeah, surely if an Italian team is looking at that, you're like, right, fair enough at Rovers or whoever, they've got a load of youth players going, but like, why not take a chance on that kid? And then you're looking at the rest of the kids going, I see an 18-year-old here or 17. I know we played a few games last year, but he was sent on loan to that loan. Surely take a risk on him and go, right, now we can get kids to go, here you go, lads, this is what you can do. You can play football and become this, and then that draws the crowd in again. Like, I think that's a bigger mistake than I think what maybe Cork have done, because they've brought you. When was the last guy we played to come through the academy? But they've got someone who Italy are looking at, and he's gone on loan to that loan. I think that's a bit worse for me.
But it's one of them. Maybe he's looking and he doesn't think anyone there is good enough. You know what I mean? That's the other question. You can't, like, obviously we're just assuming that there's players in the academy who are able to make the step up, obviously because of the examples we've named. But you know, like, there has to be the talent there. I'm not saying there's not, obviously, but only he'll know. But that's the other argument as well, is are they finding players like the way obviously Pats would do? Obviously we were talking about Sam Rooney on the podcast, and Mason Media, Pats got from Bray when he was young. They went out and got them players. Is that happening at Galway? I know they probably don't have to. Players in that area would probably just naturally go to them.
Well,
anyway.
they do have one.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's say if he gets a chance.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Yeah, it looks like he'd be gone. So
he's gone to Man City, which means he can't leave his 18.
Oh no, I thought you meant the other fella.
No, yeah. That's a big, as in he's a bigger reputation than the man Killian.
Yeah.
Gonna get the chat box there, lads. So we've had PJC said Bang has been mayor since coming from Cork. One good play followed by him giving the ball away twice. He also said can't criticise Coughlin. He's doing an amazing job, and if he believes youth players will jeopardise that, then I'd back him. Look at what they've done to Bowes, Shells and Derry. We've also got Ryan Key put John Caulfield doesn't trust youth. Alex Murphy was the exception. This is going to upset you here, Shayna, but JC is a horrid old man.
Yeah. Well, in terms of the academy, I kind of agree with that. If he's
right, fair enough. That's not the reaction I was expecting.
No, but with the academy, I don't like saying if someone that's potentially linked with it. Now he probably might go to the academy in Italy, but like, give the kid a chance instead of playing Francis Lamboto. Like,
Ray also put Coughlin was spot on for calling out the former academy director.
Stupid one.
There you go, lads. Is there anything else we want to say on that before we wrap up this section?
No, just there's a lot of top prospects in the league, isn't there? Like,
who's the best out there?
I love your man Killian Murphy of Cork. I think if you're playing first team football, he's the one for me. Just looking at him, I know people might say it's first division or whatever, but I mean, centre midfield, that's for me is arguably the hardest position to play. I think you gotta kind of have everything, and let's see how he does next year when they come up. Like, but exciting to watch, I suppose, isn't he? Yeah, he's the one I look forward to seeing next year.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably say Darren Patton. I really like at Sligo. I know he's probably established in the first team now. We were talking about maybe a ceiling, but anytime I watch him, I think he's really good, and I think he's been one of their best players this year. So I'd say him just to be different. Like,
I did mention Sam Rooney before.
The Dundalk, you were saying that,
no, I said I thought he might go to Sligo Rovers on loan actually for a bit of first team development. I actually like the look of him anyway. I think he's pacey. I like the look of him. He looks exciting. I know it's obviously
just physically, that's
I think it's original. Just, but beforehand, I was kind of saying I like the look of Rooney.
I think Sheridan though is serious.
I haven't seen it.
But I've been saying I've been screaming to my mates for months that he should be in the first team. I think he's so good, but
not Dan Ring, no.
And the boys are going to get a chance now, especially if Ford becomes off the cards. I mean, potentially we might even finish there anyway. So, yeah, no, not Dan Ring. No, I mean, Killian Murphy's ripping it up more than Dan Ring was in the first division, to be honest. But yeah, that's another thing as well. Some of our fans and some of our academy criticise not giving players a first team chance. But it's very hard to tell Jack Henry Francis or Evan Caffrey, or when your squad's so big, you're not playing, but potentially now, and that was the thing. Russell brought on Dan Ring and James Roach before Will Jarvis, for example. So it looks like he's going to give the lads a chance in the last few games. Yeah, hopefully they get a chance, because, like I said, that's where the big money is. No offense to the kids, but that's, I think, especially now since Brexit, like, so it's in the club's interest to try and get there.
What you're touching on there is kind of my point, is that it's hard to tell these experienced lads you're not playing, but that's club model for me.
Yeah,
that's club foundation. That's how you go about your transfer business. I mean, Sligo Rovers, if we talk about this season, it's that you can't say, oh well, it's worked for them, but generally speaking, over the last few years, bleeding in academy products with bringing in more experienced players and playing them together. I mean, we see Reynolds breaking in last year, was one of the best right backs in the league last year. He was
he's quality. Where is he, by the way? He's injured.
He's injured, I think.
I think he's very good.
He was class last year. McElroy's obviously come through this year. Probably a bad example because he's playing centre half. But, you know, they've
and he's a Derry. He's not a Sligo academy, but he's a Derry academy prospect.
Yeah, who's this now?
McElroy.
He was only in Sligo because he's down to college down there.
He's a Derry prospect.
He's from Donegal, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't come through Sligo, but they give you the chance, which is another thing.
But another thing as well is, like, Eldon's probably the only player, I could be wrong, but is he the only one they've got a fee for?
Yeah.
So this is the other part. Yeah. No, of course.
So there's one of two things. You try and get the academy lads across the water to get money, or else you just make a good League of Irelandl player. As I said, you don't know paying a good League of Irelandl player, especially in 2026. Good money to be made in the league, like, which Sligo do. They've got players in their own. But given similar to Mark Strauss, he's not a Bowes academy player, but Rennie's put him in, and he's only 19. Young player, going straight in. Here you go. We know your talent. Let's go. Like, I was gonna say something, but now I can't remember. It'll come back to me in a second, hopefully.
While you're having to think about it, we got in the chat box here, which was interesting as well, from Declan Mealy. He put, serious talent comes from Galway down the years. Horgan, Gaffney, Holborn, for example. There's a talent pool there that needs to be tapped into. Obviously, Johnny Russell as well, was another lad from
obviously,
as well.
John Mountney was from Mayo as well, and I think I remember when Dundalk won the league, there was the story of, I think it was Mountney and Houben, and basically Galway didn't want them. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's different kind of circumstances, but they were floating around and Galway didn't want them. And then, you know what I mean? So that's obviously going back 10, 15 years. Like, so it was probably still a problem then.
That was the thing I was going to say, is it's not really, the academy shouldn't be about winning the academy leagues. It should be about nurturing top talent. Like, you know what I mean?
Academy football is,
I don't think it should be about winning. It should be about how do we, and you don't want to just say to other kids, like, but it should be how do we get lads into the first team, or how do we get lads to, I'd rather look at what Rovers do, and I don't know if they kind of how many leagues they've won, but they've sold players on, like, do you know what I mean? Same at the Pats, like.
Ray is also putting there, sorry Shane, cut across here. He's put Orion Calla is an excellent player in the Waterford Academy. He's 16 and just signed his first contract. Waterford have the best facilities in the country, and Johnny Dunleavy will sort it out.
Good to hear. Spread it out, spread the talent out. I think I seen someone earlier on said Rovers give their academy, everyone wants to sign there because they give you the chance, but they gave you the chance because they had so much of a pill talent. So it's easier to find the elite players in the country when everybody wants to go there because they had the best facilities compared to everyone. But if everyone's facilities get up there, then you kind of spread the talent out. And then if you don't get that elite player, the elite player might be somewhere else, which I think is good for the league. I don't want any monopoly. I mean, unless everyone's going to say you want your own club to be a monopoly, but it's not good for the league if one club just kicking on. So yeah, I did see that earlier on. But it's good to see other teams have it though. Alex Murphy, 100 grand, gone. Like that's madness. Like
that is mad. John Harper's mentioned their thoughts on Sligo changing their membership model. Now, lads, we didn't plan to put this in, but will you be happy to talk about that?
It's hard to know the ins and outs of it. Yeah.
Well, I can lead I can start off for what it is and then give your opinion.
Well, no, you have an idea is how are you going to grow as a club if you're constantly just fan-based? Bowers have tapped into selling a few jerseys.
Let me introduce it just so the viewers know, because I'm not sure the viewers might know actually what we're about to talk about here, lads. We're going to move on from academies. Hit the like button, please, if you wouldn't mind. Thanks very much. We didn't plan to talk about this tonight, so it may not come off too fluid, lads, but I will introduce it anyway, and it should have been part of the topic, so fair play to you for John Harper for bringing it up. Sligo Rovers are making a slight alteration with their membership models now. Their board is going to look slightly different. Essentially, they're setting up another company that is going to buy the assets of the club and run it that way. And but the membership model will kind of remain in the respect of the members will keep in the membership, but they will not move over to the new limited company, what I believe the membership model is essentially. So Sligo Rovers will have more pull power when it comes to purchasing assets and players, etc. They said they need to move with the times as well. They need to move to be able to make the club more sustainable, and they don't want to be left behind. What's your thoughts on that, lads? Obviously, we've got Bows are fully fan-owned. They've used, as you just mentioned, merchandise sales and things. I think they made over 4 million last year in merchandise sales, which was 700% on what they were when Lambert went in there, I believe. What's your thoughts on Sligo Rovers' new model?
Do the fans still have a say in how the club is?
That's how Shamrock Rovers are ran. No, it's like Ray Wilson and Dermot Desmond, and then the fans. I'm not sure the percentages, but the fans
49% for Dermot and 51% for the fans.
So the fans are still fan majority, like you know what I mean.
Dermot
so
won't put any more money in because he wanted more percentage. But he hasn't got the.
So this is what I'm saying. If Sligo Rovers are going for something similar to that, then obviously that's a good example to look at. And now obviously, in terms of stature of club or whatever, a fan base, obviously Sligo is only a small community club, but it would be beneficial. But again, you don't know, you can't predict how these things are going to work. If some media comes in and pumps in a load of money and then pulls out, then what do they do? You know what I mean? So
it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be quite like that.
No, but that's no one's like that.
How did Sligo win the league in 2012 or whatever it was, or when they hadn't done like everyone was just through players? I know that's why your time. Sorry to bring it up, but I'm wondering like how can they ever win the league? But they did. But how did they win the league? I know they had the best squad at the time, but was that true? Good academy players coming like Richie Ryan, I don't know where he's from, but I'm trying to think, how did Alan Kane and the lads, how did they win the league?
But the year they won the league, they had Gary Rogers, Jason McGuinness, Mark Quigley, Danny North,
how did they sign all these players? Investment, like,
but they'd won the cup twice in 3 years, so they were in Europe.
You need investment. So I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but I'm not from Sligo, so it's hard for me to say. But they need to find money from somewhere, or else they are going to be left behind. And especially with the investment in the league now, like. And
I seen kind of the fans were kind of saying that they're putting money into the stadium, obviously, which they think is a greater. But they're like, well, what's the point in putting all the money into the stadium if we're going to be in the first division? No one's gonna. It's an empty stadium, so that's
no one's gonna go. Like.
Yeah, so the fans obviously still want to have a say. Is you don't want to take that out. Like obviously, that is a good thing for the league if you see fan-owned clubs, but at some stage they probably are going to have to move on. and they're just going to be dangling down the bottom. Or that's the thing. Like, I seen another argument is that if Sligo go down, like they probably put the first time ever where a team that's gone down, well, not first time ever, but first time in a long time that a team that's gone down won't be favourites maybe to come straight back up. Or
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Don't have that big Ronan Keaton or Rory Keaton, and Shani Maguire in front.
No, exactly. They don't have the financial power to just sign a lot of top first division players and just come straight back up. So that's what I mean. Even from that perspective, for them, I'm sure they would like him. But again, you have to have the right people, and the right has to be run correctly. You know what I mean? Like, it's very difficult to know, as I said, who's coming in, how are they going to decide that. Remember, Galway were meant to be getting taken over by
Saudis.
Yeah, and I think they voted against that, did they, or
That's
whatever?
Different because they aren't fan owned.
No, but they were at that stage, were they?
But
you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. You have to make sure the right people come in
course,
anyway. Yeah. So
look,
how do you decide that?
We brought in Ackland and he wanted to get rid of the gaffer, and he was running out of town, like, so
immediately.
Yeah. So
see you later,
even that, it's how do you decide who comes in and how do they prove what they, you know what I mean? So it's the Finn Harps is another one now at the minute, where it's a similar. There's going to be a vote. I assume most of them will vote for in favour.
I believe he's coming in as well, but I believe that he's coming in for Finn Harps.
Ryan Kay just asked that too.
I believe he is. Yeah.
So these are the things that you have to take into consideration, you know.
Absolutely. I don't think it's going to change Sligo Rovers too much in the short term, but I think it will. You've also got to remember that they're rebuilding their whole ground, and it's going to be the west of the Islands kind of hub for sports. So they've got to take all of that into consideration as well, and I believe it will be council. The council's going to have some kind of involvement in ownership of that, but I would say they'd like to control as much as they can. I don't think it's a bad move, but I do hope they protect the morals of. But
this is what I'm saying. How do you do that? You know what I mean? There's a lot. It's very difficult to know what someone's real intentions are when they come in. You know what I mean? How much do they understand the League of Ireland? How much do they understand the traditions of Sligo?
I would say, generally speaking, putting a blank over it, Drogheda United's takeover, they've kind of understood Drogheda, generally speaking, bar a few little decisions, and obviously they're missing out on Europe, which was a mistake on their behalf.
Yeah, but look at Peak 6 with Dundalk. They just came in and blew a load of money and left the club in debt. Do you know what I mean? And they were dominating. So it's, you know what I mean? Whereas obviously at the time, I'm sure everyone was thinking, oh, this is great news. They're coming in, they're going to put money in. But you know what I mean? It's hard to know actually where I think
there's big business regulations now to monitor that a little bit closer, though, to be honest with you. I don't think the likes of Peak 6 would come in and get away with what they got away with.
No, but my point is you can't predict what people's, like the same with the whole.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? Like
it's the risk.
Yeah.
It's always the risk.
So this is what I'm saying. It is a risk that it's a worth taking, I'm sure. You know what I mean? As I said, we can't answer that. You'd have to ask, but
I would have thought so. Just to keep up with my camera's about to go. So what I'll do is I'm going to lads. Anything else you want to say on this?
No, not this one. Just while I remember, I know we moved on the academy, but an important point Shields made to me earlier on, so I'll give them all the credit. Is we have a 10-team league, and when you look at other clubs that are other countries that have a 20-team league or whatever, kind of hard to, you're kind of fighting for positions a lot, and you're only 4 points above relegation, so it's hard to throw in academy players.
Yeah, I said that.
Just to mention that. It's a good point. I forgot about that though.
Yeah.
Shame, why did the Turk want to get run off for that? He wanted to do his own thing, and the gaffer wasn't happy with him or something, and they didn't agree. That was the end of that. Someone else asked me something earlier on. Someone said a few. Shame, what was that about? Here's Shane Rooney. Thanks Shieldsy for taking the time away from Linfield.
I seen someone earlier saying, "Oh, Shieldsy isn't his actual name. He's just called that because he looks like." In
case I get off it, and then I don't know what I'm doing then to get back onto it.
Even my old man's gonna start calling me Shieldsy now.
Yeah, it's going on your funeral. I'm putting that all the way before you, so I'll put in my will. Make sure Shieldy's flowers say Shieldsy. Oh yeah.
Should we move on, lads?
Yeah.
Let's go,
Fair play to you for having the thought there, lads. Done a great job.
Oh, what
scrambling. I was scrambling there.
Listen, Shieldsy, it's all in your stride, Sam. Will you behave yourself now?
Shieldsy again, Actually, you didn't sing us a Sam Rooney song. What's the new Sam Rooney song?
Mate, the other day, he said to me, "Son of my Pele." So I asked, "Who is he?" He goes, "By the name of Sam Rooney." That's why I was gonna.
I like it.
Oh, it's a story.
That's good.
I have to tell you. I have to tell the people the story of Rooney.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do. Yeah, go
So
on. Actually,
Sunday-
you go far away.
It's probably a nice moment for him. But we went obviously to the pub or whatever. So we left the pub. We didn't stay too long, so about an hour and a half after, and we were getting into our car. But as we were getting into my mate's car, driving around the corner was an orange car, and Sam Rooney was in the front passenger seat, and his ma was driving him home. So we only seen him last minute, and we gave him the Rooney, and he stuck his hand out the window. So I'd say it felt great, you know what I mean, driving down the road. I'd say he was on top of the world. But no, it was a nice moment, you know. And again, stuff you probably wouldn't get in other leagues, you know what I mean. So yeah, it was a great
It's
day.
mad to think that we could be that critical of players though, and then they're getting driven home by their mum. No, but really, no, because honestly, I see. Who did I see? I saw a Bows player turn up, and he was out. So he was near Dundalk getting picked at. His dad had dropped him off to get taken in by someone else, and you're thinking we could be overly critical of these days.
Yeah, I was reading an article about him earlier, and it was saying he's only in 5th year, and he's, you know, the teacher was a former player, I think it said, so he understood, like, he was a bit more lenient in letting him out of school to train with the first team, and he still has another year of school left. He's only going into 6th year, but it's like even stuff like that, you know what I mean? Well, I'd say coming into school now in a few weeks,
yeah,
you need a man, you know.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I do agree with PJC. 1937, great name. Me out of the stream, horrible performance, Shieldsy, do better. FFS.
The song or this chanter am I singing?
You singing? I thought you were going to get
Yeah.
the socks there. Like, I literally teed it up. There you go, Shieldsy, singing away.
Yeah, but the chanter, the song.
Shieldsy,
Oh,
no,
so the
wrong,
chanter am I
kid. No, the
singing?
chant is good.
Yeah.
The only thing is a bit
Yeah.
boring, but not a chant, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, now Ronnie Keaton.
That used to be the Mark Quigley chant back
Get
in.
Fat Dave
when I
back for
started
the
calling.
He won't play for Ireland under 16s anyway. That's for sure.
No.
Chelsea.
What? I thought you were going to belt that out.
Ronan Keaton.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want me to sing him now, I'll give you that. I'll get into that.
No, have
We'll save that for another live stream. Shieldsy goes live.
You shouldn't have got me going.
Right, lads, we'll move on. Quickly, please, would you mind? Because Shieldsy with the old singing, we've had enough of that, haven't we? Yeah.
Right.
Lads, we are going to be strict with this, right? So we are doing.
Clock on, is it?
It's going to be a 5-minute clock today, Shane. We're treating you today.
Is it
We had the
5
one
minutes?
just to show the camera, we are putting 5 minutes on the old timer here.
10
We are
for
gonna
Pats.
and I am going to cut you. So if we're mid-sentence, cut off literally
fair,
on the
fair.
5 minute
Like the
mark,
pod
right?
the other day, I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Exactly. That was under pressure. I'll tell
I
you what.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, I was doing
Yeah.
all right though, didn't I?
Yeah, no, you got everything.
Got it
in.
all
Shane
in,
was
didn't
turning
I?
into a lyrical genius. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Got it all in. Yeah.
Monologue.
Yeah, it felt like Eminem was on the other end of the call. Let me tell you that for free. So yeah, we're gonna go 5 minutes. We're gonna go reverse of the table, lads.
So you asking questions, or?
No, well, we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about the clubs.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about each club. We're gonna talk about their prospects and what the end of the season looks like. Because we're coming into the last quarter.
Blow it up.
It seems like the only way to go. You ready, lads? Shieldsy's taking the water. He's getting ready to go. You ready? 5 minutes on Sligo Rovers. Are Sligo Rovers doomed?
Yeah. There you go. Move on.
Cheers, Shane. Shieldsy.
I wouldn't say down, but obviously, yeah, they look the weakest out of everyone. Like, they're the favourites to go down. But it can turn quickly, you know what I mean? It only takes a few results. It's still tight, so I wouldn't say doomed. I think that's a bit strong. But if you're saying
Where are you getting the wins from?
who's the favourites to go, that's my point. If you're saying who's the favourites to go down, yeah, I agree. But we'd have said this about Waterford a few months ago, you know what I mean? So I know you actually didn't, but yeah.
They have strikers though.
Yeah.
I know like they're playing two up front now.
King
but
Kavanagh's
you
banging
look
them
at
in.
Kerry the other day and they create chances against them.
Yeah.
Waterford don't make it easy for anyone. Like if Kerry's getting those chances, they're gonna have to now go and attack games. Like they can't just sit back anymore. Like
They do that anyway.
What? No, he's thrown into a
Sligo.
defensive team. He
Darren
went straight in the back and all.
yeah,
No, he
yeah.
tried to make them a bit more solid. Like now that's
Yeah.
gone out the window. And I don't know if they have the I don't know if they have the midfield and they're easy to cut through. And yeah.
So obviously they've made experienced signings. We watched the Sligo Kerry game. They did give away a few chances, but they brought on experienced lads, the likes of that Woodlery or something like that.
Yeah.
He banged one in. Do you not feel like they'll make any kind of impact for him?
No, they don't. There's no time to settle in. They've got 9 games left. They're points behind and a massive goal difference. So maybe 7. Like, yeah, they're gone. I don't see them. This now would be nearly bigger than what Coughlin's done. Like Coughlin had a bit of time. He had a small bit. Like
They could win 3 or 4 games and stay up.
they haven't shown anything. No. done for me.
I'm not arguing that they're gonna stay up, but I'm saying I don't think, like, you know what I mean.
Probably not big, but
Yeah, if they win one game, it can change. You know what I mean.
Perhaps they conceded defeat when
tomorrow Friday is massive.
Well, Friday is massive, but when Fitzgerald went with Shamrock Rovers, you're kind of saying at that stage, because Russell had already gone, Fitzgerald, then you're losing your skipper, you're going, what they have accepted the fact that they are going down. They have to be accepting the fact they're allowing that to happen. Massive one this weekend was what we were about to touch on next as well. They got Waterford. How do we see that one going, lads? If Sligo Rovers lose that one, is that them?
Who's win?
Shieldsy probably still wouldn't say that.
Who's at home?
I think it's the RSC. No, it's not.
Since Sligo, they
have to win that. They have to win that. They have to win that.
Game.
Yeah, no, they have to win that.
Yeah, they and Waterford don't need to win. They'll happily take a draw. But that's the good game on the telly though. To be fair, but
that's the perfect game now to go and win, and then you know what I mean, kick on from there. So it's up to them. Obviously, Friday. That's a huge game. Yeah. Hopefully they get a big crowd down to get behind them. But
they have to, don't they? Yeah. I think they're gone anyways, but don't see them winning.
Even if they won that, do you think that?
Yeah, I just don't see where else they win. Like the next few games are Waterford, the Bows, Galway again. That'll be called off.
Do you have the table there? How far are they behind, like Drogheda and Galway? Because it's probably them.
Drogheda are 9th.
Yeah. Drogheda are 9th, are they?
They're 8 off both of them, and they've worse goal difference. Sorry, 6 off both of them, worse goal difference, and then they're 8 off Galway as well. So
they're 6 adrift of the playoff.
Yeah.
They're gone. I thought it was like
I know like a 10-12 goal difference.
They're gone. Sorry, lads.
Shieldsy, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for turning up. Do you want to recap from the top there, Shieldsy?
They're gone.
I was
trying to be nice. You know what I mean?
What he gets. Yeah. He deserves this.
But I still think that if they win Friday, they're back in it. But it's even more unlikely than I thought.
Has there been any positives for Pearce coming in? Has Pearce done anything positive, do you think, since he's been there? It's very hard to say.
I was going to say, how many games has he managed?
Do you feel like he's done anything positive? Like, have you seen any positive signs?
They needed to win, and they haven't won.
They went to Dundalk and got a draw, though. I liked his interview after that as well. So
they needed to win, and they haven't won. So no, they needed to win.
They're gone.
No, but the gaffer before that was even struggling to win. He was deemed to have done a good job.
Yeah, but he was different. He's different. There was their manager. He expected a bounce, and they've gotten no bounce. If anything,
how many matches has he managed though? Like 2 or 3, is it?
There wasn't it Sligo and Drogheda he came in. Because he had Sligo and Drogheda, so he's in 3 matches, including the
they won that game, no? Drogheda.
And on the
2-2, yeah. Shane Farrell last minute, yeah. Shane Farrell last, yeah,
that's bad.
Yeah, now they're gone. Next club.
It's good time in there, Shieldsy. We're about to kick off with the old alarm there. Right, next club, lads. Sligo. Drogheda United. Are they in trouble?
I've been saying
they're gone.
It's only 6 points to Sligo Rovers. Drogheda. Are they in trouble, lads?
Well, the season hasn't been great, has it? Like, let's be honest. When you compete for Europe last year nearly and you finish,
I think they've been very disappointing. Like, they would have brought in Braden Kavanagh, Ekbaje. Like, these are, like, I doubt they're playing for nothing. Like, I'd say they were on alright money, and it looked like at the start of the year, like, they're kind of, they'll be in and around where they were again, but it's just the amount of goals they've conceded. It's just so unlike them, and then Doherty losing his head every week, it felt like at one stage, you know what I mean? And I think they could be in trouble now. But again, there's 9 games to go, but they have it in them. At least they have maybe a bit of, do they even this year? I was going to say have a bit of, like, what would you say, dog in them, like, you know what I mean?
I know, that's right. The most set pieces as well.
Like, this season.
I don't think. I can't believe they signed Mark Doyle to be centre forward. I mean, he's played his whole career on the left wing, and they signed him centre forward.
He's done alright though.
He's not scored goals, but they just in games. They're not in games enough. They don't. The ball doesn't stay up there enough for me. I
think they're a lot easier to play against now.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, which is a bit.
Well, I think that's part of the reason. To be honest with you. I feel like Owen Lamb's big miss at right back. He was solid for them.
And I think a big one, Brandon Kavanagh and Markey swapping. Like, they're just opposite players. Like, Kavanagh's a luxury player, whereas Markey he'd cover everywhere, you know what I mean? He'd do so much off the ball, so.
But the other difference is this year, to be fair to Brandon, I don't know, they've got a high amount of set piece goals. I'd imagine he had a high hand in him, which is what he's doing. But from his fault, the defenders they've conceded the most set pieces.
But that's not his fault in general that they've replaced him. Do you know what I mean? He's
he's done his job. If he's taking set pieces,
but I just mean it's a big drop off from Markey off the ball. You know what I mean? Which if you said to before the season, he was more suited to draw to Markey or Brandon Kavanagh, you'd have obviously said Markey. Yeah,
but I know the Kev is right. Like, they have no God-given right to stay in the league, and like their squad isn't much better than everyone else's.
It's one of them. They've been overachieving for so long that when they maybe they come back to the meeting, and you're kind of like, what? You know what I mean?
My biggest problem with Drogheda this season was when I watched them away to Sligo. You're going away to Sligo and you're still setting up with your park the bus thing the first time. I think they lost that game. I know they had no fans there, but I mean, you have to have a goal, don't you?
And you'd have thought with like O'Brien, Kavanagh, Farrell, like in midfield, maybe they are this year going to play a bit more football. But it's like they've tried to keep doing what they were doing, but with less physical players. You know what I mean? I just think, I can't believe.
You had to change up the system. If you're going to play that type of way.
Exactly.
Because he didn't. That's not Big Kev how he set up initially when he was first in. He only changed that system to suit the players that he had. He lost those players and he never changed it.
And then even like Rovers, remember
he changed it because they got a bit desperate. I think they had to change.
Remember Rovers away, you played a back four. I just out of nowhere, like played
a back four before. Played a back four against us.
But
I felt like he changed.
They conceded 3 goals.
Yeah, exactly. They felt like he changed it because he was getting a bit desperate in the middle of a season. I felt like if you're gonna do that, you should have done it pre-season, you know what I mean?
But even that defend, like Quinn and Key, they can't play in a back four. You know what I mean?
He hasn't played.
No, but just in general,
Bulger's been a loss all season. We've been disappointed. But I know we forgot about Sligo. Someone said Ronan McNally, he's made Keane Kavanagh look like a footballer. I enjoyed
that is the positive. In fairness. In fairness. What do Drogheda need to do? Obviously, look, we're saying the Sligo Rovers are going to finish bottom. Drogheda could potentially finish 9th. What have they got to do to get themselves out of it? And how does it look for them going into next season? What have they got to go and do in the off season as well, do you think? What do you think they need to do now, and what do you think they need to do long term? Just bear in mind we've got 1 minute.
Well, they need to stay up first of all and go from there.
But how do they stay up?
I'd be worried about Bray. If Bray finish in the final, I'd think they're a bit more experienced. They've got a bit more experience. Those lads have a bit more big game
their
experience.
Third playoff final in a row.
Yeah.
And they did play Drogheda United.
And they done well against Galway last week, so this one is you wouldn't want to be counting Bray out.
They looked like they were going to win, last week.
I think Pat's at home on Friday is a big game, but I think they've got to stop conceding City. I don't know what, they can't really do anything else, can they? The big strikers, they've got to probably hang the hat on him. He's a big player for them. He's a big physical player. I don't know why he's.
Do you think that's a clever move?
I mean,
hat on him.
Well, I don't know. You're hanging a hat on someone that you don't know anything about.
They have to do something.
He's a big lad. They miss a target man for me, and playing the way they play, they miss a target man. So
I don't think they can do anything else. They just sort of stop, can get back to not conceding goals and try and grind out. If they get 3 or 4 wins, like
he could be a difference for them. Actually, that big lad, if he's any use.
Defending set pieces as well.
Yeah.
That's it, lads. We're going to move on now to Waterford. Is Graham Coughlin manager of the season?
So far for me, as things stand right now, absolutely.
Not enough academy players. I think, him or Kilduff, I'd say, yeah. Him or Kilduff,
yes or no?
Go on, I'll say no to be different.
No. Manager of the season?
Yeah.
If things finish the way they do now and he finishes 8th,
but
right
Kilduff,
now, no.
Yeah.
But I mean, right now we're here at 8th.
Yeah, well, he's put me on the spot.
Dundalk 4th.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But the dog doesn't get you anything. Europe doesn't get you anything. He's got Daryl Horgan, but no, for me, what he's done, they were 9 points or something behind.
Yeah, it's not like it's a.
They were brutal. It's close.
Fair
enough. That's close. I just wanted a decision because it makes it more interesting.
Kilduff, but the job he's done. He won't care if he's manager of the season or he's manager of your man's.
Of course.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He's not gonna care. Like once he keeps them up, it's job done. So I think he's done an unbelievable job. And as I said when he came in, I said he was going to wrote them off, but I actually said on the show I think they could stay up.
Yeah, you did.
If they get going and like that, because of the attacking quality they have, they just had to sort the balance of the team out, and I think he's done that extremely well. So yeah, I think he can't complain. But as I think he said, I think people might be getting a bit. They think they're safe now. You know what I mean? They can't they need to keep getting a few more results.
They have the couple came in. in that though.
Yeah.
If they were out of the cup, then they could do that, but the cup will keep them.
Yeah,
because
because he said, who did they beat on Friday? And he said
they
alone,
were
yeah, he
alone,
was
and
kind of
said
saying,
they
yeah.
were, a reality check is what he said.
Yeah. The mighty town.
I said it every week.
But, no, that's what I mean. So maybe that's kind of clever just to try and kind of.
Yeah, I thought that. We
Yeah,
touched
yeah.
on that in the pod, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of
yeah.
them, even if they'd have won 4-0, he probably would have said that, you know what I mean? So, yeah, well, the job he's done has been remarkable, and they're nearly there, but they need a few more results.
It's fair to say that their attack's been better. Their defence actually hasn't been too bad as well, and their defence has been more on the offence as well.
Yeah.
What do you think's been the main contributing factor to him turning this round?
Kevin Long giving 2 fingers. Go shout around him like.
What's he said there?
Yeah.
What did he
Big
say?
Kevin Long giving the 2 fingers started it all.
That's still a sticker in our group, by the way.
In the group, yeah.
We still keep that guy in the group.
What a moment.
Absolute belter. Let me take that for free.
Stop.
Absolute
Yeah.
screamer.
He was only there a few weeks at that stage as well.
I think it was his
Yeah,
fault.
What's going on here?
It was away to Sligo,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. But,
So what's the main reason?
Getting the best out of Tommy Lonergan for me.
I think it's just the bat. Like, they always had attacking quality, but it was like, I think he's just gone back to
Your mate
basics.
played all 4 of them in the one team.
John
didn't he?
Daly, yeah. Cup winning coach. But this is my point. And I remember I was at a pre-season friendly up in the Oscar trainer. They were playing Bows, and I remember thinking that I was like, he cannot go into the season doing that, like, and he obviously did. But it's just the balance of the team. He's got them back to 5 at the back. Hard to once they stop conceding goals. Scoring goals was never a problem for them. So once they done that, I think it was just the balance of the team, getting players in positions. Like, Benny Kuo looks a different player since he came in, and obviously Lonergan, Amond even, he hasn't scored goals at the start of the year either. Conan
hard
Neal.
to beat, yeah. They're hard to beat. They don't get any easy games.
And then with the goals, as I said, with the attacking quality they have, they're always going to score goals. So it's just being more solid, I think. Yeah.
Bring McMullen and goal back in the sticks. For me. He's a big one. One of the highest save percentages, even when they
did he not
goals.
put him in though?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, but then he made the decision to then take him back out there.
Yeah,
He's not afraid to make a decision,
Yeah.
So, and then Mahan at the back as well should get a mention as well. He's been brilliant.
Yeah, I think he was always good though. He needed a partner. I don't know who was playing left beside him. Was he in a 2 or a 3? Before Long came in, who was playing there?
Hayden Cam, was it?
No, he was there on the right, yeah. He's got a good best out of kill though as well.
Yeah.
He brought Will Johnson in. Will Johnson's been there all season, I think.
Right.
He started playing him for his long throws.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Daly probably wanted to progress though, but yeah, he obviously didn't want to become that because again, he was going to want to watch that type of football, but heat them up. So the fans would rather stay up. Like, and I think Will Johnson was there all season. But
they pulled off some decent results doing that as well. I mean, you see the havoc that they wreaked against Bows with the long throws as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty sure the RSC were more entertained watching that than they were getting battered every week.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So,
and that's the thing, their home form is probably, they're after beating Shells and Bows back to back, so I think their home form for any bottom team is huge. So
lads, 10 seconds I want one out, just yes or no, can they win the cup?
Of course they can, yeah.
Nah, the Aviva pitch be too big for them.
Next club. We are going on to Galway United, lads. Mid-table sound about right for them, or do you feel like they're still in the mix to go down?
No, I think they're probably safe now, given goal difference as well. Although only 2 points off.
I wouldn't.
It's only 2 points off. Yeah, if you're looking at a playoff, have to be in touch on Sligo. And they only beat Brian Pennos, which will.
I just think the thing for them is if it's Hurley is obviously the main goal threat, and he's a midfield. Who's going to get the goals for in the next few weeks? To get them the wins, to get them over the line. You know what I mean? Obviously, they do have that maybe more solid. I don't know if you look at goals conceded or whatever, but they do have probably compared to Drogheda. That's obviously they always had that, whereas Galway probably still have that a bit more than Drogheda defensively. You'd probably give them the edge, but I just think going forward, they look really, really
they brought in O'Connor as well for the back, which shows that they're not really happy.
Yeah.
Lee Kavanagh is there as well. I think they'll be all. I think they'll be all right.
Well, there's been a lot of activity there as well. They weren't expected to lose Parker at right back. They weren't expected to lose Watts. I believe Swansea boss come in and decided he wanted
called them back. Yeah.
Which would have 2 massive losses.
To be fair, the keeper's doing well though.
They couldn't, and he saved the penalty that day. Yeah.
But to lose those 2 halfway through a season when you were hanging your hat on having them there for the year.
Yeah, but the keeper hasn't made any mistakes.
No, but that's my point. I'm saying that they've recovered well.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm going to say.
Okay,
Is they've
sorry.
recovered well from losing those types of players as well. Do you know? I thought they'd done relatively good business in the winter, considering that they lost all those players.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, in the summer.
Cohan's dropped off a bit, hasn't he? I have watched a bit of them, and he's done. I don't know if Galway fans in the chat box can say, but he hasn't really done anything. I know he's an experienced lad, and he might be captain or whatever, but I don't think he had any experience. We need to win games, and he hasn't really done enough for me recently. Like, I'd be kind of maybe giving him a rest.
Yeah,
I think Bolger's been good for them.
Yeah,
Midfield,
Bolger's
yeah.
Bolger has been good.
You got a goal against Bowles, wasn't it, there a few weeks ago? They had them a
Yeah.
draw. So, see, even little results like that, would you fancy them to go to Bowles and get a draw more than the others, maybe? You know what I mean? So, that's from it. And if you get a few draws, even, they can add up, you know what I mean? So, I think the only worry I'd have for them is scoring. I just worry.
Yeah,
like,
home.
yeah.
Darren home form is going to be
Yeah.
key, isn't it? Like,
Do you feel like they should be more competitive,
No.
generally speaking, or do you feel like that this is about their level?
everyone had Galway.
I was going to say, a lot of people had them going down. Yeah.
Done, like. They
Yeah.
lost all the players and all, so for them to be where they are, they're not signing lads for 40 grand. The likes of what Waterford are doing, like, to be fair. Whether they signed bad, that's not Galway's problem. It's Waterford still had the money to go and sign Conor Carty for 40 grand.
Even
and
Drogheda.
give Conan Noonan a 3-year
50
contract
grand,
or 50 grand.
and,
And, like, so it's not their fault they've made wrong signings.
Conor Carty's gone to Halifax as well now, by the way. So
Great signing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
even that's why, like, even the Lonergan, they were able to keep Lonergan. Whereas if someone was bidding 180 grand for
JC
it,
would be up there for manager of the year if he keeps them comfortably up. Like.
I was going to say, what kind of a job do you feel like he's done?
He's getting the most of what he can,
this season
realistically,
he's
yeah.
probably taking them. Well, he was a Galway again in the vest that if you want to kick on, are you going to grow the club by playing that way? But if you want to
It's
stay
just
in
year
the
to
league,
year,
if you
yeah.
want to stay in the league, grand, keep it. But I mean, the investment might come or whatever. But are they going to grow the fan? Are you going probably not. At some point, they're probably going to go down.
Well, if you're
aren't
talking
they?
about growing as owners, you need a little bit more stability with the players that you've got. The amount of squad rotation that JC's had to deal with, phenomenal.
This is the point, so you
Yeah,
can't.
but they don't have the money. Like
Mm.
Well,
players
this is the
want to
point,
go
you
where the
can't
money is.
demand more of them if
Oh,
they.
yeah, of course. But like, if you're talking about owners wanting to grow the club, you're going to need to provide that little bit more stability rather than just expecting it on.
Yeah, but no one's going to want to deal with playing that football they play every week, which is keeping them in the league. But
So-
who's going to want to watch that?
Yeah.
He's become a little bit more, but he's gone back to it now, just lumping the ball. Like, he's become a little bit. I said this season he's kind of changed it a little
Yeah,
bit.
earlier on the season they were
He had
playing.
played good football,
Yeah.
but he's gone back to recently. He's gone back to playing.
Didn't Duff win the league kind of playing that way, no?
And no, we had some of the best players in the league. Oh, no, we played good football against won the league.
Yeah, you won the league, yeah, but
Will Jarvis, Gal Malloy. No,
no. Fair enough.
better football than what media gave them credit for.
Yeah, you probably had 100 tons the budget as well. You know what I mean? So it's,
In Galway, but not
Yeah.
Pats or Rovers or Derry or Bows. But
going back 4 years.
You've got to get them in somewhere, to be fair, there. You've got to get them saying somewhere.
that was been yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a big signing at the time, man.
Not playing him though.
No, but that's what I mean. It hasn't worked out at all.
What's that?
That is the timer, lads. We are going to move on to.
Will he stay up?
Oh, we've missed it, Shane. Derry
We'll never
City.
know.
Derry City.
Ah.
Look, Connolly's still on the dugout, lads. Do you think he'll be there for the foreseeable?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
And do you think they're going to be better off or worse off without Lynch now? Do you feel
Anyone would be better off. Absolutely anyone. They could have pulled your man. What was his name that couldn't make up his mind whether he wanted him in or out? They could have got him in the dugout. You're starting now, actually, you're not now, yeah. I mean, you're still been better.
To be fair, we keep the opponents on their toes.
Yeah. Nah, Lynch was hopeless, yeah. And everyone hated him, so why would you? You know
Do you think he was the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, he was a problem.
He was a problem, yeah.
problem, yeah.
Well, another one who would be considered a problem is still there, lads.
Yeah.
Not really though, is he? Like, not
Yeah.
playing.
He wasn't in the squad again, yeah.
No,
The problem
he ran in
was
the
he was
squad, yeah.
playing. He's not playing anymore, so it's not
Yeah.
really a problem.
Messi's, yeah.
Do you think that's the way that he'll peter out now? Do you feel like that's his chances?
He
in the
might
first
come
team?
back here, but he won't be. Yeah, I doubt he's going to start more than 2 games. Yeah, well, there's 9 games left, so yeah, he probably won't start again. He might be on the bench the odd week or whatever, but yeah, like, just keep him away from the team. Yeah,
There was talks of them potentially being relegated. Well, not that there was any real
No.
potential, but they were close.
They're
to
always
the
going back in the
relegation.
market as well, weren't they?
Relegation, closer to relegation than they were to being progressive up the other end of the table. It looks like now that they could potentially push for that 4th spot if it become a European spot by the end of it as well.
still in the
And
cup.
they're still in the
Yeah.
cup. They're in the final 8 as well, lads. Do you think they'll be relatively happy with that, considering where they were?
No, I think they wanted more, didn't they? Let's be honest. But again, similar to Galway, it's not Waterford's fault they have, but it's not any. They should have been higher up given the money they've spent, but they've signed poorly and it's been a bit of a disaster. Even Josh Thomas, like, he didn't work out at all. All them lads, they were kind of brutal, weren't they?
Marky, Slevin's gone out on loan.
Yeah, Slevin's gone out to chase them for years.
Yeah.
Marky hasn't done that, and even Clark, he's starting to come
Yeah,
into
I
a little
don't
bit,
think
but
he's
for the
been-
money he's
yeah.
on, like he.
But
Yeah,
again,
I think he'll get the best out of him a little bit.
the new striker scored the other day. I don't even
Yeah,
remember his
Smith,
name.
yeah.
Smith, yeah.
He did, yeah.
So again, look, there's still no against the go, and if they can finish strongly, like obviously they're way off where they should be, but they can still, if they win the cup, obviously, and finish 4th or 5th, like they can salvage a bit of pride. But obviously, yeah, overall it's been a shambles, really. Yeah.
Do you think they get Europe?
Yeah, I think they win the cup, and I think they finish 4th.
I tipped them for the cup at the start of the year, I remember, but no, I don't think they will.
No?
No,
Okay, because
Well,
I don't think they'll finish 4th or win the cup.
do you know?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, but why would it? Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
Why-
back your own,
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think they'll finish.
But I don't
fourth.
think they'll finish 4th either. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's signings. They've gone in deep, and they've one of the 3 in the mixer for 4 to have recruited. Whether they've recruited well, we'll yet to see. But they've recruited.
Yeah.
Where us and Dundalk haven't. So yeah, I think they'll just have enough to finish 4th. To be honest.
Question is if they don't finish in Europe, what do they do next season?
They'll just go back in the market and spend.
It's not like
billions.
money is a problem.
Yeah, they've got
they'll
billions. You know what I mean?
Just shrug their shoulders and say, right.
They'll just go and sign
Yeah.
another striker, another centre half,
Yeah.
another midfielder, another left winger, another goalkeeper, and yeah.
But
Go again.
I think the thing
Exactly.
for them is, like next season, how many of them would you want starting? How many players do they have there that you'd be like, yeah, we can hang our hat on him? Probably not many, so. But it's a different argument.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chappers is gone again. He's not started since Connolly's come in. So, the Dutch fella looks alright. So he
Yeah.
started a few games, and Paddy McLean's starting to play well again, and they're a bit more solid at the back. Aren't
McLean's
they?
are very good actually last 2 weeks. Yeah, Paddy.
Yeah, he has.
he's
Yeah,
been very
exactly.
good.
Yeah, the Boyce is back in. Yeah, I think that the grass pitch is back up in Derry, and the Brandy will be rocking now again. So
I like the balance of that as well with they've been playing obviously the last 2 games with Duffy on the left and Burns on the right, and then Clark behind the striker.
yeah,
Do
which
you know what I mean?
think
It's
his
a
best position.
yeah, which is
Yeah.
what they should have been doing. Obviously, you know what I mean. So yeah, we'll see what happens with them, but it can still be a big end. Obviously, the cup is huge for them, and they'll fancy their chances at home to Dundalk.
Who do you think the fans want in the dugout? Will they want to see someone local within the league, or do you think they'll want to go and dip into a?
They tend to want
foreign
home.
market?
Home kind of. They tend to want home boards, so
Maybe an ex-manager.
yeah.
I don't know. Ask the lad. I can't
Peter
tell
Hutton
today.
coming
Like,
back.
Any Derry fans in the chat box want to tell us how Ronan? Yes, Stephen Kenny.
Roddy Collins. So he's my ex-manager. Ex-manager.
Get the best out of McLean.
Yeah. Fire him up.
Yeah, throw it up.
Right, we're up, lads. Next one. We are on to
That's a
the
horrible noise,
Shelbourne.
isn't it?
Jano, what's the aim for Shelbourne this season now?
Blow the season up.
Blow it up. Yep.
Just call it a day. Yeah.
Nice.
They still have Europe.
You've done Ajax.
No, yeah,
Job
exactly.
done.
Just blow it up. No.
They still have,
Yeah.
Who did they get in the
got
next round
players
of
back
Europe?
injured.
Did they not go through last week, no?
Wasting me 5 minutes here.
Did they not go through, no? Against Ajax?
Go, what's the aim, Shane? I can't tell us.
What's the aim? Obviously, is to finish 4th, isn't it? Like, and hope that
And pray that Pats do them a
Right.
favour, like we did a few years ago.
it could be both. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't count your chickens too
Yeah.
early or whatever the saying is. Yeah. But
I'm saying Pats done it before.
yeah, I mean, it could be
Yeah,
both this
yeah,
year.
yeah, but Pats have done it
But
before.
we don't need
yeah.
Pats to
Right, Shells. So what do you feel
Yeah, no,
like?
Tom's down interrupting me.
Yeah, so 4th. Do you feel like it's achievable?
Yeah, if we got our players back, yeah, but probably not. I wouldn't back us to beat anyone this stage, to be honest. So at this moment, no, but who knows? You get a player back and they're out again, then Meatball was on the bench against Ajax and he was gone, so
What's got to be Rustler's aim right now? So not in terms of finishing league,
Win a
but
game.
in terms of squad personnel and shape, etc. What do you feel like he needs to do right now?
Get the players back. Got to get the players back, and then he can judge them properly a little bit. Like, he has no excuses really. Nearly a bit of a free hit for him now to go on, and I mean, get our players back in, our injured players back. Then he's got no excuses. Other than, I mean, he's already potentially made a big call already, but who knows whether Paddy was injured or he wasn't. Some people say he was, some people say he wasn't, but I mean, he wasn't there on Thursday, which was a big call.
He was, wasn't he?
Which?
He was there. Oh, sorry, he was
Wasn't
watching
playing.
the game. Yeah, he wasn't playing.
I mean, he made a mistake against Waterford, and he was not at fault. There was a couple of crosses in Ajax, so he played Casey in the middle of the back three. Casey played really well against Ajax, so he's, I mean, to me, he looked really aggressive, looked really strong. Could turn a bit quicker or whatever. So it'd be interesting to see if Paddy comes back in, and then we'll know what rumour was true and what rumour wasn't.
Do you think he's going to be looking at these players now and judging them whether they're going to be playing next season or not?
Absolutely, yeah. And the players are there to not only for Russell to say whether he's going to keep them, they're also there to say whether they're going to get them in the shop window to go to someone else, like, you know. But they got to get fit. So I think he's going to be obviously looking at the squad, going, who can I take, and looking at the academy players coming through, who's good enough.
If you don't get Europe,
Some of my thoughts now.
not yet.
I'm joking.
If you don't get Europe, is it a disaster?
No, not really. I mean, financially, I don't know.
It's a disaster for the club, though, no?
I hope not. I mean, you're only going to hang your hat on one season to get into Europe, like, you know what I mean? And it's a competitive league, like, given our injuries.
Yeah, but that was unimaginable coming into the season. I don't even
that
mean
we wouldn't get Europe.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not really when you look at the injuries, though. The injuries have been are awful.
Yeah, but a lot of those players, you're not surprised that they're injured.
That's only for Pats, who uses that logic.
No, I don't. No, the players are injured. Like, yeah, we should be doing better. The players, personnel, like, I think Will Jarvis not been injured. He's been the one that's been an absolute catastrophic or whatever the word is. Yeah, he's been an awful
catastrophe
this season. Yeah, catastrophe. That's it. He's been an awful signing this season, and he's the one that you're going, oh, if we signed him for the shape that we played, and he's been a disaster. He's been fit. He's not been injured. We're now in July, August, and he's still not playing, and he's on God knows how much a week and how long a contract. So he's been the one player that you can look at and go, that's been a disaster.
You got 1 minute, Shieldsy on Shells. Take it away, son.
How long we got left? Nah, I'm only joking. No, I think that's an awful season for Shelbourne not getting into Europe. You can talk about injuries, but
you have to talk about injuries. You can't talk about injuries, though.
Was it not? Shelbourne have the strongest squad in the league coming into the year.
Yeah, well, not when all your players get injured at the one time in certain positions. Come on, like.
Yeah, but there has to be some sort of, you know what I mean? They can't just rely on injuries.
No striker.
Yeah,
yes and no.
We had to call back James Roach because we had no defenders.
Yeah, but you
call back Dan Rings, we had no striker. We didn't want to call our own academy players back.
Yeah, but every team's had injuries.
No, but every team was injured. We've had injuries into one position consistently.
Boydie's always injured. Let's be fair now.
Yeah, I agree. Meepo's not, and John Martin gets niggles.
Well, Meepo last season was out for a period.
How
many goals did Meepo get last year? 5 or something?
9 individual goals, 9 big goals.
He's out for periods.
Meepo came back and we beat Rovers.
Yeah, but he definitely was out for periods last year.
Maybe
not as long
as
this
significant periods though. We've had injured players in areas consistently. I mean, look, to sum it up, we called back 2 academy players. One James Roach at the start of the season. We signed Rossi for the injury.
Sorry, Shane.
No.
You had a good crack there, though, to be fair.
I got interrupted. I'll do the same.
Dundalk. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need
this. Let's see. Oh, we're looking forward to that one, lads. Right, Dundalk. Do they have an outside chance of Europe?
Outside chance of
as in
smack
top 3,
there, like
top 3, top 4, win the cup. Whatever.
Yeah, it's not an outside chance of coming 4th or winning the cup. No.
No, Europe.
Yeah, they have a great chance.
Well, they have an outside chance given the draw in the cup, I'd imagine.
I would have thought so too.
I don't think
cup draw is not great. It's a hard cup draw.
No, of course it's a hard draw, but do you think that's like unimaginable that they go up there and win?
No, just an outside chance.
I'd call that an even enough game. I'd make Derry favourites, but I wouldn't think it's
They have to go through. They have to go through Derry and then go through Bowes potentially or Pats.
Let's consider Dundalk's form and who they've lost as well, though.
Yeah, exactly. You have to.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
But you can't consider who people lose and who they don't lose and who gets injured and the rest of it. Like.
I didn't mention injuries now.
Yeah,
specifically for that one because it didn't suit the narrative, Shane. All right?
They have the biggest squad in the league, Dundalk. Yeah, but wingers on £4,000 who can't get a game. But
no, lads are on Dundalk.
Yeah,
now,
no, but that's what I thought. I think they're doing well. I think they were very unlucky against Rovers there. They obviously won the cup. So I think, as I said this last week, Daryl Horgan has been unbelievable. And I think as long as they have him, they have a good chance. Just stop conceding 3 against Rovers. They still scored 2 goals. So that would have obviously been a problem. You would have thought losing Kenny and Arubi. But they've shown they can still go to places like that and score goals. So I think
Sligo result was awful for them, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah.
Friday's a big one.
Very bad one.
Friday's a big one. Galway is at home. Like if you're on to finish in Europe through the league, all out fourth and hope they win it, or Bowes or Pats win it for them. Yeah, Galway's a must win, isn't it? Really, like given the form they're on, you need to win a game at some point. They won a game recently? I don't know what the form is, but I don't think they've won many games.
No, they have a few draws, and yeah. But,
no, they haven't been on the best of forms now. They won 1-0 up against Drogheda.
But I think they've been doing that all year, where they're in bad form and then good form, and John Otway 3 and 4 in a row, and then they'll win 3.
Slightly more consistent, a good form, and I think their overall gameplay was slightly better.
Yeah,
I would say.
But obviously, the players.
But they had a bigger squad to go in early in terms of like pressing and all that stuff, and then you could have a bit more of a bench. They've no bench at the minute, like. I mean, they were good against Pats, like, but they
don't have a goal scorer even now. Any in a Dylan.
Yeah. No, of course. So you can't replace them though. Regardless, even if you have a whole window, it's very difficult to do that. But they still obviously have plenty of quality. I don't think it's down with gloom for Dundalk at all. I think.
No, look, I mean they're fourth. I mean,
this is my point.
I think safe, but what I'm saying is, do you feel like there's an outside chance of Europe?
I think there's more than an yeah.
I think now with Derry's form as well, I think Derry will catch them. There's an outside chance, yeah. Less chance now than there was.
Yeah,
there's less chance now than there was a few.
No,
weeks
that's
ago,
a fact.
Even though they're not even given the. I think they're given the Derry form though. Now it's become a 3-horse race and not 2. So I think Derry are probably favourites given the form and the recruitment for fourth.
Is Killer manager of the season?
For me, yeah.
No, I'd still give it to.
Right now.
He's rejuvenated so many players.
No, I'd
like,
still
you know
give
what I
it
mean?
I'd still give it to.
Like Rob Cornwall, Keith Buckley, Tariq Wilson, they were all cast-offs of basically players teams didn't want. You know what I mean?
Experience though. And
I like the way that he's set up. That it doesn't matter who they're playing.
Coughlin was dead and buried.
Who he's had in the team. He's played the same way, and it's worked.
Yeah, but we've seen
it's been entertaining as well. All of that combined.
He was there last year. Like Coughlin, they were dead. And Waterford were dead and buried. Like.
Oh, I think it's
close. I would give it
tuck. No, but I just think, as you said, the style of play, and I think that if he was to stay there, that's more like you seen Drogheda last year finish 5th, but the style of play was only going to get them so far. Whereas I think the style of play with Kilduff plays, you can kind of grow that and improve that. But obviously you're losing players, so it is difficult. But again, it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, if they got Europe, that would be massive and
they have an advantage as well.
Yeah,
they have an advantage playing an Astro. That's an advantage for them. They can only talk about the Astro being better, like, but I'm sure the home form is good. I'm guessing it's good. Hopefully back up to this point. So they have an advantage regardless of who's manager, who's playing. They've got an advantage. So I mean, they've got players. We all knew Kenny was good. Ruby's probably kicked on a lot, and he's improved. Ruby, so
Killer's definitely improved.
Yeah, Ruby.
Well, Ruby and Kenny.
Even Horgan. I don't think Horgan was as good when he came back for the first year or so.
Yeah, full-time now. He's on full-time.
Yeah.
Full-time training.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Lads, we're gonna move on.
The bell didn't go.
Did go?
Imagine.
Yeah.
Didn't give me that few seconds after.
No.
Been rudely interrupted.
I know, it's disgraceful, isn't it? We're getting a patch.
Come on here with a serious chat like
let's go to the one that you two definitely want to be talking about now. Is the mighty Bowes. Bowes, would they be happy with where they are right now?
They finished where they expected to be.
Both of you. I said happy where you are. You both rolled your lips.
I think they'll have finished where they.
I think they'll be happy.
I don't think they would have expected to be third. But I think they would have expected to compete. I mean, they've got a bit lucky with Derry and Shells falling off a cliff. Like You know what I mean? So I think they would have expected to be where they are.
I think generally speaking, I would say that they would be happy. I actually fancied them to be a little bit closer to the title than what they have been.
I told you it's
Really,
hard to go from fourth to first. Only one manager can do that. Told you at the start of the season.
But I think the fact
Kelly
that
done that, has he? He might do anyway.
he brought Dundalk from 9th to 4th, you know what I mean? But I think
Yeah, with the biggest budget in the league, probably.
we're a load of cat.
Sorry, lads.
Yeah.
Bose. Let's go. So
Yeah,
Bose,
let's have. Are we
so-
now serious?
No, no, you got talk.
thought Shieldsy was sound.
Yeah. But
Go on then, Bose.
I think most people would have put them 4th or so. So, and obviously they're still in with a shout of 2nd. They're still in the cup and they done well in Europe. So yeah, I think they'll be happy enough with where they're at. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
did think they'd be a little bit closer than what they are, considering that they've built up over the last 2 years squad.
Yeah, but they probably still have the
Pretty
4th
much
biggest
the same.
budget, I'd say. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
but it's pretty
So-
much the same. They brought back a lot of big players as well. A lot of big
Yeah.
players that they said these guys are going to win at things. Now, look, they're in the quarterfinal of a cup. They had a relatively good European run. I'd say they're relatively happy, but I think they would have been hoping to be a little bit closer
No,
to the title.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I think Europe would have been the aim again, kind of solidify. Obviously, if you can go for it, I'd do it, but I think they would have been happy enough with if you offered them tour at the start of the year. And they're only 3 points behind Pats. They can still finish second.
Yeah, they didn't
definitely.
finish in Europe last year. They only came fourth. And
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
Cup winner, like, so
That's
they're
what
now
I mean.
finishing Europe by themselves, which is progression. All they want is progression, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think they were ever going to
Yeah.
get as close, but yeah, they're happy. I mean,
A lot of money spent. A lot of money spent.
Have they?
compared to other,
Yeah,
other
I
teams,
think they're
like,
4th or
I
5th
don't think
biggest
they're as
budget.
far off as what Rennie
Sam-
said a few weeks ago.
How much do you think Dawson Devoy's being paid?
No, I know, but compared to what other teams,
Yeah, but you could just say that about any team.
How much do you think? Yeah, but that's no, but
No one's saying they're
Well,
not
they haven't
spending money.
spent-
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's spending money.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'd say they're 4th or 5th biggest budget. Obviously, it's hard to know. But again, I think they're where they should be. Yeah, so.
I think that
Yeah.
I think everyone's spending money. I think Rennie's trying to downplay a little bit.
Yeah,
I
obviously,
mean, they
yeah,
just went and
yeah.
signed DJT last year, which you can't forget about.
Yeah.
Just go and sign him. God knows what he's on. I think Rennie tried to downplay that, which like every manager does, though. But I mean, they're up there with probably. I wouldn't say there's much difference between the top 5, really, is there?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Derry probably.
Rovers are probably, but
yeah.
it's not enough to go, oh my God,
Yeah,
that's
exactly,
what
yeah,
we
yeah.
done a few years
Yeah.
ago. Like, if any of those teams had won the league, it wouldn't have been what we done, including ourselves. No one was 25-1, as far as I can remember.
Obviously, the aim for them now will be win the cup, get back into Europe. Probably fair to say is their aim now. Do you feel like they should be? Do you feel like they're still going to be looking at the title, feeling like they can win this, or do you feel like that they're just saying, "Look, let's
No.
aim for Pats"?
Nah, yeah.
Let's just finish second.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
imagine then.
Only 3 points in it, so yeah.
I suppose the Rovers thing in second is gone now. I mean, they would have been. That's what I was talking to about, and they were like, I would have them for the first time ever. They're probably cheering Rovers to win against Pats, just because second, if you don't win the cup, I mean, you got to think you look at yourself first. And yeah, I don't think the aim is to win the cup. The draw goes like similar to Dundalk. The draw goes against them. I think it's Pat's aim to win the cup more so than it is Bowes.
Yeah, was their
Yeah.
aim to win it?
Yeah, but it's
Bowes.
the
Yeah.
odds are in Pat's
Yeah,
favour more.
yeah,
so.
yeah, but it's not. Again, it's not like they can easily go to Pats and win. You know what I mean? Not like, it's a one-off game, obviously. You know what I mean? It's they're not like a pub side, so I think they'd be aiming to win the cup 100%. I believe. And if they win the cup and finish second or third, that's a brilliant season.
Yeah.
And even if they go out of cup now, well, they can say, "Well, we got Pat." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not,
leagues
yeah.
are-
It's not like they
say
went out
about
to
it,
Kerry or
yeah.
something. Do you know
What? You are walking home tonight, so I'll tell you that for free.
I don't even know what you said.
You don't even
Something
worry
about
it.
Kerry or something. I think
Yeah.
I heard. I was reading the chat. Yeah.
Something like that, Shayna. What do they need to get closer to Rovers?
It's very difficult though with the budget. Do you know? Like, would you agree?
For what? The Bowes get closer.
The Rovers, it's very.
Yeah, they've
It's
got
nearly
to,
impossible. Like,
I think they do the same thing all the time, don't they? They've got to try and stop these set pieces. And against the smaller teams, maybe play a bit more tactfully, I suppose. Yeah.
Next one, lads. Then Pats.
yeah,
Shano.
let's say, take it away.
Shayna, send
Let
Pats.
him go. I'll be. Yeah.
No, go on,
ahead.
say it.
Go
No,
on, go on, Shayna.
Yeah.
The floor's yours. Go on.
no, go on, because I had so go on.
No, I think they've finished again. Similar to Bowes, they'll be competitive. I think again they're downplaying the whole lot. We had a smaller budget, and not smaller budget. Sorry, we let people go and transform the team around, and we've a smaller squad. I think Pats can't really moan about their injuries more so than ours. I mean, Zach's on a lot of money, isn't he? Yeah, I think again they competed for
Mata as
Europe.
well,
Yeah, they competed for Europe, which is where they would have been. They had no right to finish in the top 3, and look, they obviously will. I think they'll be disappointed that they never laid a glove on Rovers.
Do you not think having no European football would have helped them?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course. They didn't play in Europe last year on the back of the group stages, so I mean that plays a factor on injuries as well. So yeah, they had a full pre-season. I thought, look, they finished where they probably expected to finish, or would have hoped to finish. I just think not laying a glove on Rovers is disappointing. And I mean, if Rovers get into Europe again, they're going to struggle to catch them. So I think this was the chance for them to win the league, and they had a squad that was quite similar as well. They all played together last year, and a lot of them did, so they never made too many changes. And they went back in the market as well for Brown and Edmondson. So I mean, that was a pre-season. Our squad is smaller, we didn't sign people, but let's not forget they signed Brown and Edmondson. So.
Can they put on a title charge?
They did. They bottled it.
Yeah, I think maybe, but it's
They
out.
bottled
So,
it,
yeah,
though.
it'd be very.
They were top.
How far out?
Pats
are
were
they?
top.
Yeah,
They'd be
top, yeah.
disappointed that they finished so far behind them. That's a fact, like.
It's 7 points at the minute. You think that's disappointing, Pats?
If they finished that far behind them, being
7
top of the
points
league.
would you think that's
Pats were top of the league. When were Pats top of the league?
April?
April. We were top of the league in April. Won the league. Pats were top of the league for a while, and they had a chance to kick it. They had 2 games in hand to go level with them, and they drew. I mean, they have to be disappointed given the opportunity they had, and given how poor Rovers clearly are through the European form. Yeah, I think Pats will be disappointed. They won't get closer.
Favourite for the cups, do you think?
Them at Derry.
Yeah, I'd say slightly, but it's very tight. It's a cup competition.
It's them at Derry have the advantage. given
Yeah,
they've got
yeah,
home
exactly.
draw
Yeah,
against 2 of the toughest
that's
teams.
how you'd edge it to.
Yeah, that's both of them. Yeah, I think it's hard to separate those 2.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, lads, we are going to be doing a longer video on Pats afterwards as well, and just how their season has panned out as well, just for those who are interested. Do you feel like Stephen Kenny should be you feel like he's where he should be after the amount of time he's been there now? And
No, he's miles off.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Miles
but
off.
last season would set us back a year or 2. You know what I mean? So we're a year or 2 behind.
Do you feel like he's the catalyst of that?
No, I think obviously winning the 9 games in a row probably fooled them into thinking the players were better than they
Shieldsy
were.
forgot we've got 15 minutes or something with Pats to talk about. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lads, watch out for that one as well. Yeah. So look, I mean, we were saying Kenny's he's not. Do you feel like he is the catalyst of it?
As in, because they're behind.
Do you feel like that they should be further on, and it's Kenny's doing why they're not?
No. I think he was let down last year.
By
But the players he kept. You know what I mean? But you could say that was his decision.
is
But
what I
a lot
was
of
about
them-
to say, is it naive or foolish or whatever way
Yeah,
you want
well,
to describe
it's
it?
no one could have saw that coming. Like Pats were probably everyone's favourites going into the season before, because he took them from 8th to 3rd. You know what I mean? So, and obviously them players were playing so good. But it's so I do think we're a year behind. So overall, no, but I think he's done really well this year to get. I think if Pats were to finish 2nd or 3rd and win the cup, they're kind of back on track then.
Yeah, that'd be a solid season.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
of course. Yeah.
Do you feel like he would have learned from the mistakes of the semi-final last year?
You'd like to think so, but again, I think he knew in April last year that the players, you know what I mean, he'd kind of been let down. Like he kind of got himself into a position, and there was nothing he could do. So he can't come out in April and say, "I shouldn't have kept these because there's so long in the season to go." You know what I mean? So hopefully, yeah.
Any last thoughts on Pats? Because we are going to do a big long segment.
Save it for the video.
Big long segment. Anything you want to say? Do you want to get your Sam Rooney chant in? Or?
No, alright. So it's big game Friday again. Hopefully, close the gap and see where they end up. But
They've got to get close to Rovers.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that is a big game. That is a big game. Yeah,
Huge.
for sure. We're going to move on to our 10th and final club here then, lads. Shamrock Rovers. Obviously, it looks like they're going to win the league. What else is their aim now?
They have to get into the Conference League group stages.
Do you think it'll be a disaster if they don't?
Horrendous.
Yeah.
Oh, it's given the champions path and all.
yeah.
I mean, this could potentially be the hardest draw. Maybe if it works out that way, I don't know.
Does their whole season hinge on Europe then? Would you say?
To an extent,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
So.
Given again, people given the
That's how you
injuries,
progress as a club.
given
Yeah.
the injury, I expected those to be. I can't sit here and say I didn't expect those to be closer, but given their injuries, but Rovers, yeah, I think the European form has shown that, as I've said on here, they've got a lot of luck with goals, and people have said, oh, you don't get looking on, but like the European teams, they've been the one to hand them goals because maybe they're under pressure or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, they've been awful in Europe, and that backs up my point that they've been poor in the league. And even if they win, it just shows the other teams haven't stepped up, especially the two teams, Shields and Derry, that were expected to close the gap because they finished second and third, and they've been a disaster.
Rovers are only a point better off now than they were at this stage last year. So I think this has probably been, you could have said the same last year that teams haven't challenged them. So I think this has been an ongoing thing under Bradley where, look, you don't want to sit here and say no one's put it up to them, but realistically, like, they haven't. Like, there's been no point during that where you thought, right, a team are really
But
gonna.
that's because Yale's got it wrong last year.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But that's Rovers. You can't. It's not Rovers' fault, but nobody has.
We haven't really had.
And Shelbourne had the 1 year and they won it. Yeah.
Whether you want to say through injuries or whatever, not touching those, but we're a bit different. We've injuries for me have been killed us, and then even games we've killed. But yeah, Rovers just haven't been as good. I don't think now the way it sum Rovers up this year is when they were winning the other leagues that they won. I think teams would go in and go, they're going to win next year. I don't think teams are going to go in now next year and say they're going to win the league. Guaranteed win the league. Where a few years
Rovers.
ago, when they won the 4 in a row, year 2, year 3, year 4, people are going to say they're going to win the league next year. No one's going to touch them. I don't think they have that fear anymore.
I think the last.
Do you not think people were saying, will say someone else though, just at the hope of someone else to win the league? Like lads are saying this year, oh, Derry City are going to win the league. Derry City.
People thought they would because they McLean and the rest.
Yeah,
of them.
but when you have that much overhaul, I don't think you're really going to stand that much of a chance. You need a little bit more stability than that, in my opinion. Do you not think people are saying it out of hope?
Yeah, maybe.
Or someone else could put it up to them, but Rovers really are.
I think Rovers' recruitment the last year or two has been really bad, like in terms of progressing, especially in Europe. Like, I think it's turning into a bit of you've seen it in the past with like Bayern and Celtic and PSG, whereas are they signing players now just to stay ahead of other teams?
Changed their style,
yeah.
Rovers have changed their style. Subawali, I don't know if they score as much set pieces anymore. Subawali's a fullback now playing right centre half. O'Sullivan, where they had Grace, Cleary and Pico are proper defenders. They're changing their style now. Like, they're missing Helnahan, even Danny Grant a little bit. Danny Grant's being good, but he's only good because the others are being really poor. Like, yeah, they're trying to change that stuff. Alan Brennan's not as physical. They're not as physical as they used to be.
And I think they would have signed Asamoah to play wing back. It hasn't worked out. Mulroney, Mulroney, Conor Malley. Like, you know what I mean?
No way in chasing defending.
That's what I'm saying. You had to put him up front against Dundalk because he wouldn't track back. Yeah.
The model on their investments has changed slightly, I think, ever since they signed the long-term lease of Tala. And I feel like I think Desmond is not putting in as much money as he once was. So I think.
Yeah, but they're still way ahead of everyone.
Victor's been a huge loss.
But the
Victor, since he's got injured, has been a huge loss on the pitch because he's a bit of legs in midfield and links midfield to attack, and he's probably done a lot of running. To be fair, it's a lot of weight to put on the young man's shoulders, but he was unbelievable. I think since he's dropped out, you've kind of missed him big time.
Yeah. Definitely.
I don't think people realise.
But I
how good he
think
was.
that's the question I'd ask. Are they, like, with the budget they have, could they not be looking maybe beyond it? Like Mulroney, kind of like Conor Malley as well, is the same, where they got kind of booted out of clubs for having a bad attitude. Is there a bit of arrogance when Bradley kind of?
Mulroney was signed as a Will Fitzgerald to come in and do like.
But is there a bit of kind of in that, like, oh, I'll prove I can get the best out of him?
Well, I think that's what
you know what I mean. Yeah, no, in the League as Ireland, you have to an extent as well. But I just think, could they not be looking further beyond with the resources they have? Like, they can nearly guarantee. Well, they should have been able to nearly guarantee players like you can play in the Conference League phase and then get a bigger move. You know what I mean? Whereas signing players like that, and even like Afalabi, like he scored today, but like, is that is that going to pull them through, like, on, you know what I mean?
Also, they've got a lot of older players, as I said, that you don't want to. You got to let them down gently, like, and it's hard to have those lads doing what they're doing to just get rid of them.
That's it, lads. We've done it. All 10 sides. Fair play to you. I'm out a little bit steamy, haven't we?
Yeah.
All good.
Sweat.
Well, good.
Sweat. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, we got everyone in.
Sure, lads.
Yeah.
We're still the best of friends.
All good.
Still the best.
Still give you a lift home.
Look at that. There we go. See that, lads? And you lot will worry
wash my
about it.
hands.
Huh? Yeah.
You don't know where they've been.
So fair play to you, lads. I won't get involved in the chat box for that one, lads. We will get involved for the next one, though. We are going to do predictions, lads, and that is what we're going to do.
Does you want another minute on Shelbourne? No, Vincy? No?
No,
Are you alright?
No,
No.
we're going to...
Yeah.
Sorry, Shane, no, but that is that. Right, yeah. We are
Don't
gonna...
be storing it.
He's just worried about his lift arm. That's all it is. Don't mind him, Shane. Right. Predictions, lads. Bows versus Derry.
Draw 1-0.
Bows versus Derry. You're gonna back Derry. 2-1.
Yeah.
And Mikey Duffy loves playing against Bows, doesn't
Yeah, see that video earlier? Yeah.
he? No, I didn't.
No, League of Irelandl, and there's all these goals against Bowers. It just kept going on and on and on. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with Derry. Yeah, Clarkey as well. They produce the goods.
2-0 Bows. Jogs Pats. There we go.
We've done well against Drogheda.
6-0 to Drogheda. Area up, Robin, Dublin, lad. Doherty.
2-1 Pats, yeah. Well, I have to say that, yeah. But we've done well against them this
You
year.
have to say that. So what are you actually thinking then?
No, I think Pats maybe nick it, but I think it'll be very tough. Yeah, very. Of course it will, yeah. Big game for Drogheda.
1-0.
Yeah.
0-0.
Yeah, like last year, yeah.
0-0.
Yeah.
You don't know, I mean, we'll save that for a few minutes. Who's gonna be?
Dundalk Galway.
1-0 Dundalk.
Was it?
Dundalk Galway.
2-0 to Galway.
2-1 Galway.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
Galway to nick that one, yeah. Sligo versus Waterford.
2-1 to Waterford.
Draw 1-0 or 2-0. 2-0, a few goals, yeah, 2-0.
2-1 Sligo. There we go. Got to win at some stage, isn't he?
No.
Saturday, we won on Saturday. A
Oh,
cup
yeah,
game,
big
yeah.
one, yeah.
Who'd they be?
Let's not go
Anyways,
there, Shane,
he's
no.
trying to
Let's
set
not
me
go
up.
there, Shane. Yeah, exactly. He's teeing you up now. He's teeing you up now. Right, lads. Anything else we want to
Where's
say?
Rovers and Shields?
We've already done. Can't
Yeah.
cover that twice now.
Yeah.
Can't cover that
Where's
twice.
our prediction?
Yeah, we can't be covering that
We win a
twice now.
game.
Yeah. I hope you say. They'll be back in
Ah,
his if
no.
he's playing, yeah.
Sound for everyone tuning in, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a long show, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got through everything, yeah.
We got through the lot.
Yeah.
And more.
Yeah.
Talking about, yeah, we had
And more. We had some show the Sligo yoke in there.
Sorry
Yeah,
about that,
yeah.
lads. But it just shows your professionalism from start to finish. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what gets thrown your way, you had the knowledge to carry it through 'em. Right.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
and we got Shieldsy singing. And we got the scars out, lads.
That was an awful. I think you should do that again. Give us a proper
Yeah, go
version.
on.
You're kind of
Yeah,
disappointed
Shieldsy, that's
in me
the
with
way
that.
it's going to make
That's
up,
the way you
right?
have to end it. Yeah,
That's the way
yeah.
we'll
Just
make up
swing
for
the
it
scarf
today.
around.
Yeah, well, listen,
Come on,
you
give us a
go-
I'll make-
proper.
Go up.
I'll make my own one up and I'll come back to you, right?
You're not going to
Go
do
on.
it.
Yeah. No, do you want me to sing now?
I wanted to do a better version of what you done earlier.
Right, okay.
That's a lot of
The
pressure.
pressure, the pressure is
Come
on.
on, that was disappointing.
Can you rise to it? That's the question.
No.
No. If you don't
Alright.
want it, you don't want it.
Rooney.
No.
Yeah, no, you can't rise to it.
Typical Pat's bottling it, isn't it?
When the pressure's on.
Typical Pat's, yeah.
If you had a Rovers scarf on, Shane, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Right, lads, we're going to move. We're not going to move
Shout
on.
out
We're
to
gonna-
Shane, kept his head. Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, good
Trying to
man.
have a serious conversation.
I wasn't. I was one or two.
Who's rattled now? Who's rattled now?
I
Look.
didn't rattle anyone.
It was
I was
rattled
saying,
now.
saying it as it is.
Lads, it's getting,
Yeah.
it is getting steamy. Not just because we've got scarves on.
Yeah.
You need it in here. It's freezing now.
60
yeah.
million.
Yeah.
60 million.
Absolutely. It cost me 60 bleeding million.
Yeah.
Nearly remortgaged for that. Buy that. Lads, thanks very much for tuning in. We'll be going live again next Tuesday. The podcast will be out again next Monday as well. There'll be no much say vlog from me. Unfortunately, this week I am otherwise occupied, but I'm sure you won't be, but you'll be at Drugs, I should imagine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We'll watch the games, yeah.
Yeah. You might turn up in the Drogheda end after this.
Yeah, came on the
Might
back.
need a gap, obviously.
I might need a lift home.
Take care of yourselves, lads.
Cheers,
Good night.
God bless.